The stakes could not be any higher. And that key can unlock a title shot at any time.
The key to the city ladder match right here in the Goodwood Community Centre.
Experiment to try and get the Kings of Wood together has absolutely exploded.
I'm really starting to question the future of the Kings of Ruin right now. Mr. Cliff fails again. Mr. Cliff down 0-47.
Tonight could be the night.
The era of Party Hard has just begun.
It could be the move tonight. That's the ACW Heavyweight Championship.
The two top champions of South Australia.
Down under, Chris Basso.
He has to be here May 31st. What the hell's gonna happen?
Residents of Riot City, we are here at Key to the City, and we are prepared for an incredible night of action, including Violet Blitz taking on Mr. Cliff, both members of the Old Guard. Mr. Cliff has so much to prove here tonight, Sean.
And you can see there in the background, that's what it's all about. Is he with the Old Guard? Is he not with the Old Guard? But of course, questions abound up to and including who is next in line for those RCW Tag Team Championship belts. Of course, we can see could be the move here, who will be going, well, 2-on-2 with Party Hard, and the two big teams coming up here for Riot City, and you know both as eyeing those tag team goals.
That's right, but will the Armstrongs still be tag team champions at the end of tonight as they take on Katie Trey and his Swats with the title on the line?
You know, it might not seem the lay of the land at the moment, but Party Hard do kind of see themselves as the elder statesmen, as it were, as opposed to Could Be The Move, who have come out as of recent times and basically said that this is going to be an easy stepping stone. That's how they're viewing this match, and of course, coming back in the way that Party Guy Ty has, they're not looking to be a stepping stone. They're looking to prove that they are just as big, just as emphatic, just as formidable a tag team as they ever were.
Well, all eyes on the tag team division here in Riot City Wrestling. You see Could Be The Move in the ring right now. They could be the #1 contenders for the tag team championships at the end of this one, Sean.
You absolutely have to hope that Big Brody Marshall is watching keenly, intently during this opening contest.
Well, we have been waiting for this one, Sean. The reunion in tag team action of formerly Party Powers. Now they are Party Hard.
It is a question as much as both Party Guy Ty and Banjo Powers are, well, keen on themselves and believe that their ability is just as strong and their tag team cohesion is gelling on, firing on all cylinders. I do have the question. Party Guy Ty, he had a fantastic return coming back at the Fringe, but can he still go in the same manner that he once did? And is the team of Party Hard still able to be that same tag team, or has time passed them by?
And let's not forget that during their primary run as Party Power, they came up and challenged for the tag team titles on numerous occasions, never able to win the big one. But could tonight be a change in fortunes for Party Hard?
What the hell have they got in their hands? So careful, careful. Oh my God!
Oh,
Jesus.
no, it's confetti.
Okay.
I was thinking maybe a t-shirt gun for a second there. Maybe they were going to give us a hashtag Party Hard t-shirt. I don't know, is that available at the merch stand? Go check it out during intermission, ladies and gentlemen, next time you're down at a Riot City event.
I'm going to say, this is one way to induce psychological warfare, coming out with two machine guns, as it were, to show Could Be The Move. And this is how we are starting things off here at Key to the City as tag team action. And that is one thing that Riot City has always, well, prided itself on as one of its strengths, is that tag team division. Whether it's up and coming, whether it's two single stars who have found a common ground with each other, or whether it is a team like the Pereira who've been around for years and years, there's always another team looking to knock you off your spot.
Well, here we go. Referee Josh Stewart has drawn the assignment for our opening contest here at Key to the City. It looks like it's going to be Party Guy Ty and Vincent Di Maria kicking things off. Bell sounds. We are underway here, Sean.
There we go. We're starting right off strong with Party Guy Ty. I am actually very keen to see, because ring rust is a thing.
It is.
And you do have the adrenaline and the thrill of that opening return. We saw that six-man affair during the Fringe, six-person affair during the Fringe. But now Party Guy Ty has to look at maintaining consistency. It is one thing to have that return match. It is another to do it month after month after month here.
Yeah, we're going to find out just how the ring rust is going to affect Party Guy Ty, but looking pretty good right about now. Vincent Di Maria able to kip up. Party Guy Ty back in that side headlock takeover.
Let's see.
And the sunglasses are still on, I should point out, Sean. The green sunglasses. I don't know where I said blue. The green sunglasses. Riot City Wrestling green. They're still on.
And Party Guy Ty maintaining that wrist control now. Vincent Di Maria. And now straight into the tag with Banjo Powers. Some early tag team cohesion, and cohesion is going to be the word of this match for me, is because you are coming up against two incredible singles competitors in Snacks and Vincent Di Maria, who were brought up together. They trained together here in RCW.
Cover there, just the two count. Interesting you mentioned that, because both Party Guy Ty and Banjo Powers were singles competitors, came together to form a tag team. So a bit of similarities here between the two teams, Sean.
I got to say, that's also why I think there is a lot of this, at the moment anyway, a friendly rivalry, a healthy amount of ego that both two teams are showing with one another. And really, they're going to need that adrenaline and that opening flair to bring them through in this match.
Yeah, great continuity there. Nice quick elbow drop there from Snacks. Sets Banjo Powers up nicely. He's set into the corner though. Banjo Powers up and over. Watch the hot shot here. Hashtag hard Banjo Powers. Beautiful arm drag. Takes Snacks to the ropes there.
See Powers there. He could not get the arm drag done first, but through brute strength of Snacks, stopping it from being done, but then just simply went to the other side. Now here we go, up and over.
Both men equally matched in athleticism, but the head scissors takedown there by Banjo Powers gets the job done.
It's worth looking at the height difference between these two competitors. Very different builds, very different bodies, very different wrestlers, yet both as dexterous and quick as each other. Snacks, for his height, for his size, he moves as smoothly as anyone that I've ever seen.
What you can do, I can do better, says Snacks. And now setting up, stalking his prey here. Banjo Powers prone. Hip toss there by Snacks. The Midnight Delight. And nice armbar. Follow up.
Straight into the controlling that arm once against the Banjo Powers, and again, very wisely bring himself to the corner there, and for the time being, maintaining Party Guy Ty's place on the outside. Hold on. Double team affair, self body slam.
Wow, nicely done. Nicely done. Cover. Hold on, cover. Lateral press. Hooks the leg. Kick out at 2.
Josh Stewart with a 2 count there.
Yeah, perfect position by our referee. Now, it's interesting in this match because, you know, Party Hard, obviously the more experienced team here, Sean. They've been tagging for the better part of 2 years, but we mentioned a big break in between while Party Guy Ty was recuperating. And you'd have to say, as of late, more reps under the belt of CBTM.
But also more reps under the belt for Banjo Powers in particular. I think the other thing as well is just as much as you have could be the move, getting a considerable amount of time in the ring as a team, Banjo Powers has had that same considerable time, but as a singles competitor.
Hey, watch this, watch this.
Oh!
Cross body from Banjo. Here we go, cover. Could be this. No.
My other concern was whether Banjo Powers was able to flip that switch again and then continue on with tag team wrestling once more, because it has been some time since they've been a team.
Hey, look, I know you're not, traditionally a color commentator, Sean, but you have had some recent tag team experience. Tell me about that mindset of having someone out there on the outside. You know you can tag them, but equally, you know that you'll have to eventually come in and do some heavy lifting yourself.
It's all about the endurance game, and that is the thing, is that unlike in a singles competition, you do have that time to catch a breath on the outside and recuperate. But by the same token, while you're doing that, that other person is in the ring, and they are, Think of it like a video game. You've got your health bar slowly being depleted. You need to tag out to get that recuperation. But knowing you have that in your back pocket can also be a plus.
And you see that Banjo Powers with the assist came in when he needed to help his buddy out.
Fingertips away, but again now.
Excellently done there by Party Hard, isolating Vincent Di Maria in their corner.
Both these teams are doing fantastically at isolating competitors from their corner.
Cover again by Banjo Powers, just the 2 count. And it's interesting because we've got obviously RCW 300 coming up. That will be our next big event on July 11th at the Big Shed Brewing Company. And of course, it was at that very venue, the last time we were there, that the team of Party Powers dissolved, where Violet Blitz turned on Banjo Powers, dissolving the team, and Banjo Powers sent on almost a 12-month odyssey, Sean.
I feel like we can talk about that odyssey during the time that Party Guy Tai had that stalling suplex up there.
Excellent stalling suplex.
And the thing is that, well, Banjo Powers, a lot of the last 6 months, had really been focused on finally closing the door on Party Powers, as it were, because he was dealing with Violet Blitz, who's now with the old guard that we will see later on tonight in action. But Banjo Powers spent a long time shaking the shadow of Violet Blitz.
He almost became RCW Grand Champion in the process, but look at this. Tag made. Vincent Di Maria makes the tag. In comes Snacks.
There you go. Double drop kick to both members of Party Hard. That is Vintage Snacks here on display. Here's where he's going to fire up.
Can we say Vintage Snacks is like 22 years old? This guy is just getting started in his professional wrestling career and already so talented, but Banjo Powers just too quick on that occasion. And watch this now. Follows up. Banshee, no.
The Banshee, no! Straight into a side effect from Snacks, who now maintains the advantage. You know, you can see both Banjo Powers and Vincent Di Maria. I was going to say now they're only just now getting up. That would have been a prime position to make something happen. It could have been the move.
Here we go, tag made. Here comes Vincent Di Maria, legal man now. Watch this though. Banjo Powers still fighting this one.
I'm going to say fighting on either side there, both members of CBTM.
And this is a classic CBTM from the playbook. That double team combination offense there, cover could be the move. No.
Now, can we really call it classic though, since it's only been 20? See, there you go.
Nicely done.
Turnabout's fair play.
Here we go, here we go. Look at this from the Farley Dojo. They really drill this one into it is the Boston Crab.
Yeah, the Boston Crab, I have felt myself, and I can tell you it is such an effective, classic is the word, such a classic maneuver, but it's such a simple, effective way to really torque that back. You have the ability to just wrench back as hard as you can. Even somebody like Banjo Powers, who is crawling into the way, that causes you to put more strain on your back because you're needing to lift up as well.
Transitioning into a single leg crab now, but I think Banjo able to get out of this one. Looks like Enziguri, I should say.
Straight on to the backbreaker there, but holds him up. There you go. It looks like Vincent Di Maria is looking to target the lower back here of Banjo Powers, and now there is some nefarious intent here, bringing Powers up to the top rope.
Yeah, this is a high risk, high reward if Vincent Di Maria is able to pull this off.
Banjo Powers fighting from underneath. Understands he's in a well of trouble here.
Hold on. Watch Banjo now. He has Vincent Di Maria poised. Powerbomb position.
The strength!
Oh my God! That powerbomb from Banjo Powers. Should we call it a Banjo powerbomb?
Banjo powerbomb. And indeed, both Banjo and Di Maria needs to get a tag out.
Yeah, somehow we're in a situation now where both men are spent. Looking to tag their partners. Party Guy Tai fresh on the outside, as is Snacks.
Snacks makes the tag.
So does Banjo. Here comes Party Guy. Party Hard firing on all cylinders now.
Manhattan drop there.
He's going to ring the bell. And watch this. I love calling this. He's going to crank up the volume.
Come on.
All the way to 11, Sean.
Look at the expression there on Josh Stewart. He's getting a front row seat. Perfectly placed dropkick.
Yeah, the glasses are still on. Just like Samson and his hair. The glasses are the source of power for Party Guy Tai, I believe.
I feel like the question has been answered already. Party Guy Tai, Banjo Powers, they are just as smooth as they ever were. Wow!
Hey, transition that into a powerbomb and a neck breaker. Watch this now, cover!
Oh, at the
count.
last second!
2 count, are you kidding me?
Vincent Di Maria saving the match for his team here. You know that both Katie Trey, the SWAT, and the RCW Tag Team Champions, the Armstrongs, are watching this intently here.
Oh, absolutely. How could you not? How could anyone not be watching this right now? This should be a locker room sellout. This is hot action to kick us off at Key to the City.
Party Guy Ty building up some steam, taking on both members. Oh! Cut to the quick and the numbers game.
Hey, watch this now, watch this.
Seen this before.
There it is, the double burning hammer. Now, if only they could make the cover.
Well, there we go, that's it.
Watch this now, watch this. 2 and...
Oh, wait!
No! You're
Benji
kidding!
Powers using the momentum of that shoulder tackle, shoving Di Maria into the pinfall attempt. That is genius.
You're kidding me. I did not see Banjo. He came out of nowhere there. The match continues, Sean, but for how much longer?
You go, Di Maria. Dumped unceremoniously to the outside by Powers.
Smart move, eliminate one member of the opposition. Now, both members of Party Hard regrouping here. Snacks is in dangerous territory there, center of the ring.
Here we go, I guess it's crunch time now.
We feel like one team is just one kill shot away from putting this one away.
Looking potentially, what in the world have they got planned? Hold on! On the apron man!
Hey, Vincent Di Maria, well done. Excellent ring IQ.
And now Banjo Powers is the one dumping up outside. That is leaving Party Guy.
Watch his Party Guy. Oh,
my goodness.
Hard there, hard. Watch Snacks. Watch Snacks. Look at that way he leaped up on top there.
The large frame of Snacks. Party Guy tries fighting valiantly to maintain purchase.
Yeah, Party Guy, he's still up there. He is not going anywhere. Watch Party Guy Ty here thinking maybe Tornado DDT, but watch this Snacks. The strength of this man.
My goodness, he stopped him in midair. What in God's name? Oh, almost over, almost caught it. Falcon Arrow.
Hey, that's the Falcon Arrow. The glasses have finally come off, Sean. Hold on, cover. Watch Vincent Di Maria. That's the 3.
Wow.
Did you see that?
Di Maria, for those who didn't catch it on the outside there, held down the boots of, not the legal man, mind you, held down the boots of Party Guy Ty. You have to believe that was their set to be a kick out.
And Snacks is like, did you help me there? What did you do? Vincent Di Maria, hey, questionable tactics there, Sean.
Di Maria and Snacks coming, I mean, a win is a win is a win.
Yeah. I mean, technically, the referee didn't see it. Not illegal, but you have to question the ethics, the morals of that one, because this was going so well. You thought maybe these guys could have done it fair and square, but at the end of the day, your winner's CBTM, Sean.
Hold on, I think Party Guy Ty fully aware of what happened here. I'm not even sure Banjo is aware of the situation just yet, but...
Is Vincent Di Maria apologizing? Can't quite make out what the young general is saying there. Maybe get some words from him later. A ring crew cleaning up all the confetti on the outside.
I think one thing is for sure is that this is what the tag team division means to both these men. Party Hard, unfortunately, not coming away with a win here tonight, but that is for their first time back, that is a fantastic showing for Party Hard, and Snacks and Di Maria, I have to say, gets a much-needed win for both these boys.
Incredible way to kick off proceedings here at Key to the City, but right now we're going to go back center ring with James Dalton.
From Party Hard to the former member of Party Power.
Yeah, Violent Blitz making her way out here for, well, can we call this an inter-faction warfare? Because Violet Blitz is going to be going one-on-one with Mr. Cliff, who we believe still very much a member of the Old Guard. But look at this, Macron Basso out here in the corner of Violet Blitz, not in the corner of Mr. Cliff.
Hey, this is the thing. Grim has basically tasked Blitz with taking care of Mr. Cliff. Oh, wait a minute, there we go. Same music, same entrance. Clearly still a member of the Old Guard. But Mr. Cliff has basically had enough of... Grim has had enough of Mr. Cliff here. On one hand, I don't blame him. On the other hand, you're the one that brought him into the group.
Yeah, the guy is 0-48, and I think by now the Old Guard are expecting results. And look, I'm a big Mr. Cliff defender. I think the guy has incredible fundamentals. I think he's got incredible taste in sweater vests. But so far, he is apparently more concerned with handing out detention slips and getting wins on the board, Sean.
I'm wondering what exactly this is looking to solve here, and I think, and Grim has alluded to this, and well, very clearly stated this as well, is that he wants Mr. Cliff to simply quit, to simply leave, and goodness, oh my God, that look from Grim, staring a hole through the teacher.
Well, the Vice Principal, Mr. Cliff, I mean, Violet Blitz, we know her. She is not loyal to friend or foe. The only thing she's loyal to is the cause of the Old Guard. So she's not going to take this one, easy. Mr. Cliff's got to think about this now.
I said I don't exactly know the conversation happening now between Grim and Cliff.
I don't think Grim's a fan of that color.
Well, there we go. The salmon vest, the pink vest, whatever you'd like to call it, that is gone.
I don't think he's a fan of the sweater vests at all, to be perfectly honest.
Well, to be fair, I don't believe Cliff has ever donned any Old Guard colours or garb. Do you hear that? Straight from Grim's mouth, you better win tonight.
Grim is betting a lot on this one. Here we go. Violet Blitz versus Mr. Cliff, both members of the Old Guard. You heard this right. They both came out to the same entrance theme. So this is going to be incredibly interesting. I can't remember the last time I saw two members of the same team square off like this, Sean.
It's also a matter of, this is a tremendous amount of pressure on Violet Blitz. If you're Blitz... Wait a minute, what's going on here?
Did that come from the crowd? I think a member of the crowd has passed Mr. Cliff a brand new sweater vest. One that looks like knitted by Mr. Cliff himself, perhaps? I'm not sure. Maybe the fan knitted it.
I was just going to say, for Blitz, really, the amount of pressure that is on you to not become the one in 1 in 48.
Well, that's exactly right. And Mr. Cliff, that number, that streak, that losing streak looms large over him and everyone he fights. Because you're quite right, the psychological pressure of being the person who eventually loses to Mr. Cliff, that would do some serious damage if I was that person.
That is oddly positive as well. Eventually loses.
Well, I hope so. I can only hope, but who knows? Tonight might be...
Wait a minute!
the time for Mr. Cliff. I think we say that every time we see Mr. Cliff out here.
And Cliff here, unfortunately, in the early going, seems to be more focused and preoccupied with putting on a vest than he is fighting this match.
And that's always been Mr. Cliff's problem. His priorities seem...
What is going on?
This is patty cake bakers, man. Oh. And we know the Old Guard, the Basso, is famous for their chops. I don't think they would approve of that.
I think we've honed this down and we've talked about this. Mr. Cliff's problem is not his wrestling. It's the fact that he constantly makes very questionable decisions.
He does. I mean, I would say joining the Old Guard would be up there with one of the most questionable, to be fair.
He's in the early going now. Oh! Stomp to the foot here. Violet Blitz with a single leg takedown. Looking to take that early aggressive control of Mr. Cliff. Wow!
Nice misdirect there by Violet Blitz. Cover now. Here we go. Mr. Cliff kicks out.
Looking to take things away early. Get that 0 and 49 on the board as quick as you can and leave.
I mean, just think about the names that have come up against, Mr. Cliff that are part of that list there. I remember watching a debuting Red Smash get a victory in his very first match against Mr. Cliff. I remember the likes of Kaitoa defeating Mr. Cliff. A lot of these youngsters
down under, who will be seen later on vying for the RCW Grand Championship against Chris Basso. Mimik.
Yeah, we'll find out later tonight. I've heard things, Sean. I've heard things about that.
Beautiful Northern Lights suplex from Violet Blitz, and now looking for a second one. Cliff has it scouted. Equally beautiful suplex.
And it's interesting that Grim is out here now because he'll be in our main event later tonight in that Key to the City ladder match.
And this is the thing, Grim has a split focus at the moment, really having to, I think for the way he would look at it, have to babysit Mr. Cliff and these other members of the old guard during this inter-faction conflict, and yet it's going to be about an hour or so from now, he's going to be staring up, trying to grab that key from the top of the community center today.
Hey, watch this, watch Mr. Cliff now. Cliff hanger, elbow drop, really nicely done there. Cover now. Oh, kick out at 2. Violet Blitz just gingerly rolling that shoulder up.
Cliffhanger elbow. Perfect name for the move. Jinx.
It's perfect. I wish I could say I came up with it. And you notice the frustration growing with Grim. Every time Mr. Cliff goes for a pin attempt, he's frustrated that Violet Blitz hasn't put this one away yet.
That's it. We're within the 5-minute mark for this match already. And, of course, the longer this goes on, the more frustration, the more suspense building up here. I do wonder, really, does the longer a match goes, does it favor Mr. Cliff or is it a hindrance?
I don't know. I've seen Mr. Cliff, the more the pressure mounts, I think the more it gets to him at this point. I think if I'm Mr. Cliff, I want a quick victory. I'll do whatever it takes. Hold on, cover.
You can see that from the knees, that cutter there from Blitz. And Grim chastising referee Josh Stewart on the outside.
Surely that was 3. I remember one night back at Main Street Mayhem, Mr. Cliff lost 3 matches in the same night, Sean.
It was a wonderful day for Ricardo, that's for sure.
And yet, still, that wasn't enough to tip the old guard over the edge. Still, they're like, yeah, we'll take you still, Mr. Cliff. You got to wonder what changed in their mentality. Was it just one that lost too many? Was it that 6-man tag match we saw just at our last Main Street Mayhem match where Grim lost because of Mr. Cliff?
Well, it is a kind of an interesting way to look at the old guard, considering that the old guard in its entirety have been running roughshed over the entirety of Riot City Wrestling for well over a year now. And at the time that Mr. Cliff came in, Mr. Cliff was the only person they had, the only person who signed up, and they had to take him. Violet Blitz wasn't even a part of the group at the moment, but she is so integral and such an easy slot into the old guard as you see here.
Look at this, just adding insult to injury, just disrespecting Mr. Cliff. And I think, Sean, hold on. I was going to say, I thought that might have lit a fire under him, but Violet Blitz, look at these short arm lariats here, driving Mr. Cliff back into the corner now.
That vest really is massive on Violet Blitz, isn't it? It's like a poncho.
It really is. Oh!
Chest sternum straight into the turnbuckle there.
Yeah, don't let Violet Blitz's size fool you. She is incredibly, deceptively strong and fierce.
Again, she fits the bill for what the old guard has always, well, said that they look for. This is what they've been yelling from the rooftops, that they're looking for competition. They're looking for the old ways to continue forth, and Violet Blitz really does represent that.
Here we go, cross chop here by Mr. Cliff. Hold on. Violet Blitz perched up on top. What is Mr. Cliff thinking here?
Can see there. Wait a minute, choking, smothering out a vest choke.
Yeah, Mr. Cliff has no idea where he is right now. Violet Blitz using Mr. Cliff's own vest against him. Now, watch Violet Blitz up here. Beautiful, sort of a diamond dust variation there, Sean.
That's it, now wearing the original vest, vest number 1, Cliff with the kick out.
And look at that, Mr. Cliff just getting barked at in the face there by Grim.
Exactly, how exactly? It is an extra component to this match. You have to deal with the Viking himself. The former Key to the City holder last year could become a 2-time Key to the City holder after tonight.
Well, that's right. I mean, usually you've got someone out there to encourage you, throw support your way, but Mr. Cliff has like the anti-cheerleader out there with him.
The anti-cheerleader, that's a new moniker for the Viking.
I'm sure. Don't tell him that one. I don't think that one will catch him.
Stomping away. Violet Blitz now looking to end things, heading on the second rope here.
Mr. Cliff, prone position.
Oh!
Nice cross body there. Mr.
Wait
Cliff,
a minute! Roll through! Oh, the power, the strength, the resilience, the determination. Oh!
Wow, look at that slam there by Mr. Cliff. Now, listen to the fans here. They are right behind the vice principal.
The world is looking for a surfboard?
No, look at this, look at this.
Teacher tied.
Yeah, he's kind of tied her up with
vest tied.
With that vest there. Violet Blitz, what is she going to do? She's stuck here.
Oddly useful.
And Mr. Cliff, he's looking for that other vest.
Hold on. Grim now playing tug of war here. Referee Josh Stewart.
Oh my God, that is one of the most hideous vests I have ever seen, Sean. It's got pieces coming off it everywhere.
Well, let's reserve judgment till he puts it on.
You know what?
Oh.
You know what? If ever a vest summed up Mr. Cliff, I think it's that one, you know?
It's like Freddy Krueger painted by Van Gogh.
It's not perfect. It's got bits coming off of it, but you know what? It's his.
Dumped unceremoniously on the shoulder there, Violet Blitz was. Big splash!
And this is what Mr. Cliff has to do, string together this offense. This could be it now.
Oh my
Cover.
goodness. Hold on, hold on!
And Mr. Cliff just had his full weight across Violet Blitz. She had to really try hard there to kick out.
Grim almost had an aneurysm on the outside there. I think he genuinely believed that Violet Blitz may not kick out.
And Mr. Cliff saying, I was this close. I was this close to the 1 in 48 and 1.
Here we go. I think now we might be looking.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Mr. Cliff caught it. I think Violet Blitz looking for a low blow there.
And that would have been a disqualification, surely.
Yeah, she's got to think about this. And Mr. Cliff says, no, you don't.
Oh.
That was a bit low too, that one, sure.
Gonna say you need to be careful here. Violet Blitz needs to be careful not to grab that disqualification less.
Hold on, hold on. What's Violet Blitz got here? Well, hold on. Violet Blitz, I think, I'm not sure if Mr. Cliff realizes it, but that turnbuckle cover has been dislodged. Looking for the pedigree. There we go.
It's hit. It's hit. That's over.
This could be it. Mr. Cliff's first ever victory in Riot City Wrestling.
Wait, hold on.
And look at that.
Grim.
Josh Stewart saw that at the last second. Grim putting Violet Blitz's foot on the rope, and Mr. Cliff knows it.
That may have been, a fact is a fact. I cannot believe that Mr. Cliff actually had a match won.
And what's Grim doing here? What is he doing? Like, Mr. Cliff could have won that. He could have proved himself, but I don't think Grim wants to see Mr. Cliff prove himself here, Sean.
You answered your own question. That's exactly that. Grim is here to make sure Mr. Cliff quits. Make sure Violet Blitz does her job.
Violet Blitz, Mr. Cliff, hold on. Mr. Cliff looking for a backslide, maybe.
Oh, there we go.
Low blow from Violet Blitz. A referee distracted with Grim on the outside.
Oh,
head
Jesus.
first. Grim, Mr. Cliff head first.
Straight to the pin. My God.
Oh, no. 0 and 48 for Mr. Cliff.
Well,
Are
there you go.
kidding me?
And there are the Cliff Notes for you. It is 0 and 49 here. The losing streak continues. You look at the smile, the nod on the face of Grim. There you go. You wondered why he's out here? That's exactly why he's out here, to ensure this happens. How close, though, was Mr. Cliff? How close?
If this was adjudicated like boxing, you know, with points, you'd have to give it to Mr. Cliff. But Violet Blitz taking full advantage of the fact that Grim was on the outside, gets the low blow, sends him into the turnbuckle. Violet Blitz, your winner, and the losing streak continues for Mr. Cliff.
To say, though, the momentum there that could have been utilized had Mr. Cliff got that victory. Surely that's exactly... Hold on.
Mr. Cliff is a goddamn joke. to see your face again. You're a disgrace to Old Guard. You're a disgrace to Riot City. And now, everyone sees you for the loser you are. So come on, Kuya. Don't play until the ball. You say, oh, I'm Mr. Clippy, the big loser. From Old Guard. Absolutely. You're gonna have to do it yourself. Yeah! If I and everything that the Old Guard doesn't stand for, then good. Yeah! Yeah! Because after months of dealing with you and the others and you, you know how determined you are, Grim? You're a boy! What bullies get?
Hold on here.
What the bullies get? What the bullies get? Oh no, look at Grim.
Grim banished to detention. Double detention. How many slips are in there?
Finally, Mr. Cliff standing up for himself.
Wait, hold on.
Oh no!
Well, honestly, at that point, it was kind of elementary. You poke the man too much, it's gonna maul your face off.
Just as Grim brought Mr. Cliff into the Old Guard, tonight he is sending him out of the Old Guard with blows upon blows upon blows.
God, just
Someone get in here and help.
stuffing the detention slips into the face of Mr. Cliff. What did you... Honestly, as much as I am behind Mr. Cliff on doing this, you had to see this coming.
This is just uncomfortable, Sean.
Of course, remembering this is not the only time we're going to be seeing the Viking himself. Grim is going to be in our main event, vying for that key that is going to be hovering high above the ring here. But for now, at least, we have I guess you call it a united Old Guard, and the kind of Old Guard that they want to represent themselves.
And a leaner Old Guard too, with Mr. Cliff. No longer a member, it seems, Sean.
I think that's been made emphatically clear there.
And Mr. Cliff, like, I've been amused by his antics. At times I've disliked him, but right now I just would feel really sorry for him, Sean.
I mean, Mr. Cliff has been officially, I believe, given the pink slip from the Old Guard. Grim is irate.
I've never seen Grim this ticked off.
One man has done that. There's obviously much more to come from the Old Guard tonight, and we'll be seeing later on in action
Well, hopefully
the Grand Championship on the line.
Hopefully Mr. Cliff can pick himself up after this. I mean, if this is it for Mr. Cliff, if he wants to take a bow, take a leave of absence from Riot City Wrestling, I wouldn't blame him. This is just genuinely uncomfortable.
Maybe he's got some of that toil built up, but at least for now, talking about what has been building up lately, we're about to see the latest challenger to the Emerald Crown as Red Smash, the latest number 1 contender, will be going up against Zach Sabbath.
But before we get there, this was earlier today, Sean. This is our grand champion. This is Chris Basso.
Here we are at the Goodwood Community Centre. Now you're probably sitting in the locker room with your cute little face paint, painting up. Let me tell you something. You're just a gimmick, Mimik. But the Outback legend is the Outback legend 24/7, 365 days a year. And while I've got the ACW Heavyweight Championship on this shoulder, at the end of the night, this shoulder ain't gonna look so bad.
Oh, and Red Smash, I don't think he knew he had Pyro here. Here we go, the #1 contender. He defeated Bob the last time we were here at the Goodwood Community Center. And now, tonight, gets his first opportunity at the RCW Emerald Crown, Sean. Think about the emotion going through this young man.
It's hard to tell with that mask on. You have to believe there's a well of emotions going on behind there. Of course, he got a healthy handing from his new best friend, I'd have to say, in Kaitoa, costing Bob that shot there, the bitter old bastard. But of course, that was then. This is now. Zach Sabbath now has a brand new challenger. From Sigma to Red Smash, two completely different opponents. You have to wonder, is Zach Sabbath going to be able to keep up with this young man?
Zach Sabbath seems to be the superhero slayer at the moment. Going through Sigma, we'll find out if Red Smash 2 fares any better. And hey, he might walk out tonight as our new Emerald Crown holder. But let's find out now from the champion. Well, here he comes, Sean. The Emerald Crown holder, Zach Sabbath. And what a dominant Emerald Crown holder he has been thus far.
Yeah, you talk about your focus being split. I have to wonder, how focused is Zach Sabbath on this match, and how much time has he been able to prepare for this, considering the tumultuous nature of the Kings of Ruin later. Of course, we are going to be seeing later on tonight Havoc going one-on-one with Mickey Fortune into faction fighting once more. Is Zach Sabbath truly ready for this contest?
Yeah, tonight truly the night of inter-faction warfare. Our Emerald Crown holder takes center ring, and we're going to throw down to James Dalton for the official in-ring introductions.
Introducing first, the challenger from Smash Street Goodwood. Red Smash Stars, Red Smash! Introducing the champion, representing the Kings of Ruin, weighing at 95 kilograms, he is the holder of the Emerald Crown, the Tag King, Zach
Here we go. Emerald Crown on the line, as you see here, being raised high in the air. Zach Sabbath looking to maintain his momentum with that title belt, going up against a newcomer to the Emerald Crown #1 contendership here. Red Smash for the very first time, vying for that title.
Here we go. Very excited for this one. Show of respect. The 15 minutes are on the clock, Sean. Don't forget 15-minute time limits in all Emerald Crown matches. So the clock is really on Zach Sabbath's side. He doesn't have to beat Red Smash within those 15 minutes, but Red Smash has to beat him within those 15 minutes if he wants to be Emerald Crown holder.
There's that time limit that has to be constantly in the forefront of your mind, and that changes the way you approach a match here, because you do have time that is working against you here. But for somebody like Red Smash, and actually for Zach Sabbath as well, two high-flying, quick-paced opponents, the difference now is between, well, youth versus experience.
That's absolutely correct. And these two, very similar in terms of athleticism. You probably have to give the edge slightly to Red Smash 2 at this stage. But look at this.
Hold on.
Covered by Zach Sabbath.
Floating over with the crucifix. Here you go. The pace starting hot and heavy to begin with here.
Fake out there. Double fake out. Tip up. Both men unable to get an advantage early on in this one.
There you go. We are not even 2 minutes into this match, and already the pace has been established. You see a smile there creeping up on Sabbath's face. I think he understands he has his work cut out for him in this contest.
Oh, absolutely. Red Smash, he will come at you from all angles. Very, very fast, high octane. Just watch this performance here. Hold on. Red Smash ducks. Oh, beautiful drop kick. Follows it up. Wow.
Sabbath walking straight into the second clothesline there. Springboard off the back. Back elbow. I have a question for you. What do you think Smash's peripherals are like?
Apparently quite good if he's able to pull off stuff like that. I noticed a new look here for Red Smash tonight. New mask, new tights.
New mask, new tights, new look, and new opportunity here for Red Smash. Coming up on the ropes!
Oh my god! Oh! Tope on hello! He hits it, gets every bit of it, and look at this celebration early on.
High risk, high reward. And you know what? Here's the thing. You can't be celebrating. Again, 15 minutes on the clock. Every second counts.
I don't think that's lost on Red Smash. Quickly rolls Zach Sabbath back in, hooks both legs, kick out.
Smash's best friends, remembering we're going to be seeing later on tonight. Kaitoa, one of the 6 competitors in the Key to the City ladder match that we'll be seeing in our main event.
Oh, I cannot wait. I mean, if you guys have never seen a Key to the City ladder match, you are in for a treat here tonight. But we're in for a treat right now. Look at this, off the ropes.
Reversal, reversal,
again.
reversal!
Oh, German suplex.
Caught for the German suplex. Sabbath having that scouted. You know what, Zach Sabbath, he's probably saying that's something I would have done.
And Zach Sabbath points to his head there before the cover saying, I saw that coming. That's absolutely correct there, Zach Sabbath. Zach Sabbath, of course, current Emerald Crown holder into his 168th day as champion, Sean, which means actually 1 day longer than when he was Riot City Wrestling champion. Only 167 days.
The man knows how to be champion, knows how to chop the life out of Smash here. And interesting now, the pace is starting to slow down here as Sabbath takes control. And that might be what you have to do with the youth factor that Smash has on his side, is maybe you do need to slow things down and cut off his offense.
Well, we can only assume it's the youth factor. I'm not too sure how old Red Smash is underneath that mask.
He's got his chest to go by. That's a weird way to put it, but
yeah, look at
youthful skin.
The collarbone usually kind of gives it away.
Here we go, coming through. Oh my goodness, again!
Launched into that turnbuckle there. And Red Smash, you can see, grabbing the back of his head there. He landed high and tight on that one. And look how quickly Zach Sabbath goes for the cover. Just a 2 count though.
Again, Sabbath suplexing Smash out of nowhere. 2 steps ahead of the young man. Question mark, young man. You can see there, another thing to worry about is Sabbath, as we know, has talked about the extensive injuries that he is, well, dealing with and has dealt with.
And I think that's why these Emerald Crown matches... Oh, hold on.
What? Jeez!
I'll finish that thought in a second here. Sleeper hold applied by Red Smash. And I think that's why these Emerald Crown matches work so well in Zach Sabbath, in his favor, because it serves him to get them over as quick as possible, to do as little damage, continuous damage to his back and his neck. Because as you mentioned, he's had a career of almost 20 years of just landing night in, night out on his back, on his neck. It's adding up.
I was about to say that. I think that match may have been over very quick if Smash was able to keep that sleeper hold synced in for a little bit longer. Roll up from behind. Hold on with the bridge.
Here we go, cover. And this time, Zach transitions into a hold of his own here, a sleeper hold.
It's at center of the ring, and you see with the body scissors applied as well for extra leverage.
It's up to Red Smash now. He's got to turn over. He's got to find a way to get to the ropes to break this hold.
You can see Smash here very wisely realizing he may not be able to escape the hold, so he's ensuring that Zabbath's shoulders are on the ground to get a pinfall attempt of his own might cause Zabbath to break the hold.
Has intelligence way above his years, assumed years. And so far, Red Smash 2 not looking like he's going to give up here.
Hold on!
Wow, wow, wow.
Rolling
Cover,
back!
cover!
Yes, no! Wow! Sabbath wisely breaking the hold, lest he wants to lose the Emerald Crown there.
Look at this.
Oh my God!
Oh, Poison Rana!
Straight onto the head, right on top of the dome of the Dark King.
Where did he pull that one out from, Sean?
Smash obviously digging deep into the arsenal and again trying to build that momentum, keep the pace at where he is comfortable.
Yeah, now finally able to make that cover. Look at Zach grabbing the back of his head, but kicks out at 2. Still grabbing the back of his head. And this is exactly why moves like the Poison Rana are so effective. Zach Sabbath has barely moved, Sean.
Understanding again the list of injuries and the pain that has welled up with Sabbath over the years, of course, targeting that neck is going to be sound strategy from Red Smash.
Meanwhile, Red Smash able to kip up to his feet here, firmly in control in this one. Maybe going back to the head, back to the neck. What is he thinking here?
Hold on.
Maybe pile driver, maybe power bomb. Zach Sabbath able to counter out.
Rolling through. Big elbows. Sabbath still coming forward, refusing to fall off his feet here. 3rd time's the charm.
Finally goes down, 8 minutes left on the clock.
That's it, roughly halfway through, give or take. Now, double underhook. Sabbath again just muscling his way through. Notice no matter where Smash finds himself in the ring, he can find a pinfall out of it.
He knows what the Emerald Crown is all about, but Zach Sabbath levels the playing field there with that brutal forearm.
Just dragging the lifeless body of Smash to the center of the ring. Hold on.
Whoa. 2 count again. And now Zach Sabbath trying to regain maybe some feeling in those lower extremities, trying to regroup, using the adrenaline, using the fans here, Sean.
How much can you pack into 15 minutes of action? Sabbath and Smash will tell you quite a lot.
Well, we're seeing it right here, right now. Zach Sabbath, valiant fighting champion, looks to be going to the outside and now thinking something in the high rent district.
Oh, Smash wisely coming to the ropes.
And this is what Red Smash has to do now. He's got to take to the sky, perhaps. Look to meet Zach Sabbath there up on the top rope.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Angus, springboard! What in the world?
Oh my God! Hurricane Rana springboarding up to the top rope now to make the cover. Come on, Red Smash, roll him over.
Smash barely able to get the form, the dead weight of Sabbath. We may have a new champion here.
Oh my God! So close.
That was a springboard transferring his weight while both men are on the top rope there, transitioning into a Hurricane Rana. That was incredible.
The momentum in this one, just back and forth now in the favor of Red Smash, but Zach Sabbath still fighting in this one.
Here is where he needs to, he's arguing with the referee at the moment. That's where he needs to maintain his focus.
Ooh, lariat there to the back of the head. Zach Sabbath just fighting with whatever he's got.
Fortunately, that was a mistake on the part of Smash.
Oh my God!
Count.
Kick out of 1. Oh, Shining Wizard.
There we go. 1, 2, and
oh my God, again.
Gonna say, I feel like the fire, the passion is starting to burn in front of Smash, but Zach Sabbath wisely keeping on top, maintaining the offense. It is brutal, it is down and dirty, just a knee straight to the back of the head.
And this is what makes Zach Sabbath different. This is the X factor. Zach Sabbath has 20 plus years of moves in his arsenal, and you're seeing him pull all the stops out here tonight.
And if you wonder why Sabbath will be targeting the neck, look no further than the pile driver here. Hold on!
Hey, watch Red Smash, watch Red Smash!
Oh wait!
There it is, pile driver, again, landing right on the top of his head. Cover, deep cover now from Red Smash! Oh my God, a kick out.
Both men targeting each other's neck time and time again.
And Red Smash is so close. He is so close to becoming our new Emerald Crown holder. Zach Sabbath, if he wants to continue his reign, he's got to find something.
What a competitive match between these two, Smash and Sabbath, giving it their all in the name of the Emerald Crown. Smash was given the opportunity, and he has taken every single inch of it.
Watch Red Smash, watch Red Smash. He is going to his favorite place. Zach Sabbath watching as Red Smash climbs high on the top rope at the Goodwood Community Center.
Wait, what the hell has he got planned here? What is he doing? Oh my God, Phoenix Splash!
Hey, nobody home. Zach Sabbath out of the way. Watch this now, Zach Sabbath, death. No! Red Smash landing on his feet.
What in that world? High knee there. Just jockeying for position. Honestly, if that Phoenix Splash has connected, that may have been over.
And Zach Sabbath using every part of his body as a weapon there. Headbutt, And now,
Oh, good goal.
wait a second, Sean. Wait a second. This. No! Oh my God, the burning hammer!
Straight on top of his head. That is over.
If there was ever a move to put Red Smash away, the burning hammer is it! Unbelievable match there, Sean.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen the Emerald Crown holder utilize that burning hammer to such an effect. But there you go. Proof is in the pudding. Still the Emerald Crown holder, Zach Sabbath.
And what a fitting move to retain the Emerald Crown. Paying homage to one of the greats, Kenta Kobashi. You know, he would only use that move, Sean, if he had nothing left to use. And we saw right here, when the stakes were at their highest, Zach Sabbath pulls out the burning hammer, still your Emerald Crown
I
holder.
don't think we're done here at the moment. Sabbath. Oh, there we go. A sign of respect here. Sabbath recognizes how close he came to potentially losing that title. Red Smash with an incredible performance here tonight. And a show of respect right back.
This shows you the difference between someone like Zach Sabbath and someone like a Grim. Zach Sabbath paying respect, looking forward to the future here with Red Smash, giving Red Smash his flowers, whereas Grim just tries to tear down the new guard.
I can tell you this, for at least looking forward past here, this definitely is not the one opportunity, the sole opportunity that Red Smash will have at Championship Gold. 2025, we're almost halfway there. This is just a start for Red Smash, I can tell you that.
And here he is, our Emerald Crown holder, victorious, as we of course head very, very soon into RCW 300, Sean. Zach Sabbath looks very dominant, but let's go back to James Dalton. And earlier today, you can see getting ready for the Key to the Sea ladder match. Einar the Strain, Sean.
They're one of the variables of this contest, up to and including Kaitoa, someone that you have to believe this match is almost tailor-made for.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck, like James Dalton comes back to the ring on the show, then they, like, I didn't put those in there. They actually put them up on the screen.
Yes, that's
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I so wanted Downey to come in on a horse.
Yeah.
Just here we go. Do not adjust your screens. That is indeed the ACW Heavyweight Championship, and there you see it on the placard down below. Down Under, the ACW Heavyweight Champion, is here on an RCW show repping Adelaide Championship Wrestling, and we found that recently when he challenged Chris Basso for the RCW title and made things known, plain and simple, he is here for double gold.
Well, the Sheriff of Riot City Wrestling is also the ACW Heavyweight Champion. Hey, potentially a conflict of interest, but Down Under here, on the right side of justice, I would say, and tonight has a chance to become a double champion, the first ever person to potentially hold the RCW Grand Championship and the ACW Heavyweight Championship. Sean, that theme! Oh my God! This is not Chris Basso. This is Mimik.
Mimik, long before my time. However, for the uninitiated, Angus, can you please tell me, what does this mean, having an entity like Mimik here? What exactly does Chris Basso have to go down into the depths of to unearth Mimik?
Well, for the first 12 years of his career, the man we know as Chris Basso was known as Mimik. And Mimik really was the cornerstone of Riot City Wrestling in its early days. He was the golden boy. He was the savior. When he defeated his brother Grim to become Riot City Wrestling champion, that ushered in an era of Riot City that really led it to what it is today. He is known for having some of the most insane matches, the most brutal matches, the most high-flying, the most impressive offense. And a return to Mimik tonight symbolizes that he wants to keep the Grand Championship under the Riot City Wrestling banner. He does not want it going to Down Under. He does not want it to be associated with Adelaide Championship Wrestling, Sean.
That's it. Barbarism is one word, however, desperation might be another. He understands and perhaps realizes that his Grand Championship, again, may be in danger of, well, going into the hands of another being. And you see the smile across Down Under's face says it all, because Down Under realizes it too.
Of course, the history is right here to be seen. It has been years since I have heard that classic Mimik ring introduction. He is faceless, he is fearless, he is godless, Sean. He is Mimik.
Mimik versus Down Under is what referee Michael Kent has to contend with here tonight. As Mimik hands over the Grand Championship. That is what it's all about tonight.
I'm pinching myself. As the historian, I never thought I would ever see Mimik again in a Riot City Wrestling ring. I thought that persona was long dead and buried. But here we are tonight. Fascinating turn of events.
Well, I have to assume that so did Basso. Basso has never needed a reason before to return to the depths of Mimik, and now with Down Under, now with the threat of some form of invasion, or at least an infestation as he sees it, he really wants to maintain his stranglehold on not only the title, but on RCW as a whole.
Well, here we go. Mimik Down Under. The RCW Grand Championship is on the line. And I'm a little bit torn in this one, Sean, because I respect the concept of Mimik. I respect that he wants to keep the title within RCW. But at the same time, the actions of the man behind the paint, the actions of Chris Basso in the last 2 years, truly reprehensible.
Exactly why Down Under was made sheriff of RCW, is to root out this corruption, to root out what is despicable, and he has attempted to do so now. Just so happens, oh wait a minute, hold on.
Hey, quick work there by Down Under, able to drag Mimik to the outside here. And of the two, I would say Down Under more familiar, more friendly territory on the outside.
So this is where Down Under lives and breathes, on the outside, that brawling style that Down Under employs to perfection here. And as we start things off very early on the outside, of course, remember, as Michael Kent makes a count here, a 10 count is still employed. This is not no disqualification.
Watch Down Under now, taking Chris Basso outside again, hanging him out to dry over that top guardrail there.
Can you imagine what would happen if we had an unrestricted Mimik? If there was no rules, if there was no holds barred, what that would look like here? At the very least, Mimik has to adhere to the rules, you would think, of this contest.
Well, I hope so, but we know the Old Guard. Mimik's still obviously a member of the Old Guard. You heard the Old Guard theme at the start there. We will find out. Of course, Ben Rosenthal somewhere outside here right now, still in the corner of Mimik.
So, hold on, we have a Mimik coming up towards us here.
Hold on, watch Mimik here. Watch Mimik coming down the entranceway.
Down the runway. Oh! Straight into the large boot of Down Under.
Yeah, able to get that boot up just in the nick of time. Sends Mimik back inside the ring.
There you go, with force, with authority, with intention. Down Under now stalking back at Mimik, perhaps lulled into a sense of security. Nope.
Nice lariat there from Down Under. Follows it up with a beautiful body slam.
I have to wonder what that would mean for the scope of Adelaide Wrestling if Down Under was to appear in an ACW ring with the RCW Grand Championship around his other shoulder.
Well, we've seen lately over in ACW, we've seen, hold on, cover, we've seen the old guard sort of get in the face of Down Under over there. We know that at our next ACW event at Collision Course, it will be Down Under versus Mimik. So there is a rematch on the table. We'll have to find out what that means, what the implications are coming out of this match here tonight, Sean.
Go now jockeying for position. Mimik and Down Under still feels strange to say it. RCW Grand Championship on the line. Hold on, here's the other side of Down Under.
Yeah, big brute by Mimik catches Down Under right in the face.
A big brawler, but a man who's also not afraid to pull off sentons from the apron, springboard clotheslines. An agile performer, oddly enough.
And watch Mimik now targeting the back of Down Under. Makes the cover again. Down Under quickly kicks out though.
That's it. You are most likely going to see Mimik targeting the back, targeting the neck, softening up for that Sega Mega Driver. The way that he has put away so many competitors before him to maintain this huge championship reign that Mimik has been enjoying over the past year.
Yeah, we're over 12 months into this title reign, and to be honest, I would say that Down Under has the best chance right now of putting Mimik away and becoming the new champion. I've seen Mimik take on all comers, but I think Down Under... Oh, hold on, maybe I spoke too soon.
Straight across the back of Down Under, looking for an early pinfall kick out by Down Under.
But I feel like Down Under has done the best job of getting inside the head of Mimik so far, making him revert to this persona.
Which does kind of play your hand a bit as well, is that for you to have to bring about this older version of yourself speaks to a level of desperation, speaks to a fear that your championship is in jeopardy.
Absolutely. And that's just a classic Mimik move there. European uppercut right to the upper back, the spine. You can see Mimik still working away on that, and almost another 2 count there.
Of course, the other thing, though, is that it does actually potentially go into the favor of Basso. Sorry, Mimik, is that Down Under has probably been preparing for Chris Basso. You're not going to be bringing tapes from 15 years ago to look at that version of the man.
And you'll see right now Mimik pulling out all the stops.
Hold on!
Watch this now. Schoolboy cover from Mimik. Down Under kicks out.
Has it scouted. Again, going, there you go, the senton from Down Under, pulled off out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't think Mimik had prepared for that one. Down Under, poetry in motion there from the top rope. And the count is on, Sean.
Down Under is not a small individual. He is not a cruiserweight.
Oh, no, but we've seen over the last 18 months or so just these high offense top rope maneuvers that he's been pulling out. Really adding so many strings to his bow.
Mimik close to 235 pounds in the best shape of his career, I would argue here, and still going strong.
I feel like I say that every time I see Mimik. He is always just a physical specimen. And Down Under, just a large country boy, ACW heavyweight champion. He's the sheriff here in RCW. So much success in his relatively short career.
It is that quintessential, authentic Australian country strength that Down Under has. Utilizes to great success. And to come for massive lariat. Again now with an elbow smash, keeping up on the champion here, is looking with a reversal.
There it is again. Springboard into the crossbody. Quick cover now. Kick out at 2.
And you know, not only Ben Rosenthal on the outside, but the entire old guard has to be looking on, eyes glued to the screen, hoping that Mimik has an answer for the sheriff here tonight.
And the interesting thing is if Down Under does become new RCW champion. Oh, cover, hold on.
Northern Lights
into the cover. If Down Under does become RCW Grand Champion here tonight. Oh, beautiful spine buster. Hold on, I'll eventually finish that thought. If Down Under does become Grand Champion, you've got 2 members of the Old Guard in that Key to the City ladder match. The numbers are definitely stacked in the Old Guard's favor here tonight.
Well, that's it. They may need that insurance policy as the Camaro clutch has been applied. Center of the ring. Mimik is in trouble here.
Yeah, look at the way his spine is curving, Sean.
Torqued completely up, and now just kind of brute strength. He's managed to get his arms free. I mean, I understand he's called the backpack killer, but you don't need to place Down Under as your own personal backpack here as he rams him against the back. Straight into the corner, Mimik breaks the hold.
And this is the most trouble I've seen Mimik in all match. Down Under really doing a number on our Grand Champion right now. Counters again. Watch this now. The Outback legend, second rope.
Wait, no, surely not. Whoa!
Oh my God, what a destroyer from the second rope.
Is that an Australian destroyer?
Australian Sunrise, hold on. That's just a 2 again.
2 count dropped on top of his neck, straight on top of the dome. Mimik able to kick out. At least for the time being, still remains the RCW Grand Champion.
Yeah, great work by Down Under there. Showing he's got a counter for so much. He's got a counter for so much, Sean. We've seen time and time again, Down Under being able to counter out of what Mimik has set up.
I don't know if you could see there, Mimik was writhing his fingers around, trying to either see if he has feeling or try to get feeling back into his extremities, into his body.
This is again out of the playbook of Down Under as of late. What's he going to do? Follow the Destroyer up with something from the higher end district by the looks of it.
And Down Under is taking a considerable amount of time here, and that's given Mimik the opportunity to cut him to the quick.
Down Under fighting away. Mimik firing back.
Hold on. And both men are in trouble based on where they are. Mimik needs to work quick.
Mimik catching Down Under there, buying some time, meets Down Under here. High above the Goodwood
Lord.
Community Center.
You need to be careful here. These 2 heavyweights on the top. Spanish fly! Oh my God!
Wow, the Spanish fly from Mimik. You can tell he landed awkwardly on it too, but still enough to make the cover.
Whoa, Tef!
Oh my God.
About to say, I did not know who got the worst of that. It seems that Basso also taking a large brunt of that on his side.
And again, that's just a classic Mimik move there. Mimik is so well known for his high-flying offense. The master of the 450 splash back in the day.
It's shocking to me if we see one tonight, but stranger things have happened.
Mimik, yeah, he's put on a lot of size, like physically, since those days. But the fact he's still able to pull out Spanish flies, just so impressive, Sean.
And Mimik, obviously, digging deep into his arsenal, trying to think what he needs to do next, and now he's thinking, okay, might just be as simple as a knee to the temple.
Exposing the knee there, bringing down the
Hold on!
knee pad. Wow. Head over heels goes Mimik.
Down Under giving himself a precious moment here to recuperate. Now he's decided against it, going to the pinfall, and just managing to get a shoulder up does the champion.
Down Under didn't hook a leg that time, just went straight for the lateral press. I think that might have cost him there.
Down Under potentially looking for that air raid crash. Following through, floating over Mimik with the sunset flip.
Hard chop there from Mimik. There's open palm strikes and that tomahawk chop right to the top of the head. Now,
lining up, hold on, Angus!
No. Down Under counters out of what could have been a Sega Mega Driver, floats over now.
Down Under floating over. Oh my God, surely no, oh my God!
Hey, a Sega Mega Driver of his own from Down Under.
Down Under may just pin the champion with his own move here. 1, 2, 3,
Oh
no!
my God! So close, Sean. So close to being the new Grand Champion.
I don't know if it's happened before, but it has been a considerable amount of time, I'm sure, since the champion has felt the wrath of his own maneuver.
And still the ability to kick out after so much damage has already been done to that head, to that neck. The resilience of Mimik. But Down Under right in the driver's seat for this one.
That's it, looking to capitalize. And we know what happens next.
Potentially thinking jackhammer.
Can he lift him up? Hold on!
Hey, small package. Oh my God, kick out again.
Honestly, could have been it there. Basso now. Oh, wait. Turnabout is fair play.
Hey!
Jackhammer.
That's the jackhammer. That's Down Under's
1,
move.
2.
Oh my! Kick out again. Both of these men have kicked out of each other's finishing maneuvers.
If your own moves don't work, use the other person's. So now Down Under wisely rolling to the outside here to create some amount of distance between the champion and himself, and champion in hot pursuit.
Down Under maybe thinking of going back into the ring here. Hold on. There's a danger zone out there on that apron, Sean.
Of course, we are dangerously close to the audience on the outside as well. And now, what in the world has the champion got in store here? Oh my God. I can see, I mean, there's no self-preservation from the audience here. We need to get back.
Not. If I was in the front row, I would be moving out of the way. Who knows what can happen here?
At this point, I don't know if Down Under knows. Oh my God.
And you can see we've got those reinforced structures there for the Key to the City match later on in the night.
No.
Oh
No.
Watch this. Chris Basso has Down Under up and
Oh my God.
power bombed right on the apron.
That was not pretty. Down Under landing high on the back of his neck in the edge of the apron there, and honestly, that could be all she wrote.
And Chris Basso quickly rolls Down Under back into the ring to put him away. Just the two again.
Down Under taking a power bomb on the apron, still having the wherewithal. May have been those few precious seconds that it took for Mimik to drag him into the ring.
Hey, still incredibly impressive. Down Under was able to kick out of that. But just look at the attrition here of Mimik to withstand all that Down Under has given him so far and to be in this commanding position right now. But Down Under fires up.
Down Under says absolutely not, wearing and weathering the storm of Mimik. Oh my God.
Ross kick after roundhouse, and now the Sega Mega Driver. Could this be the exclamation point, Sean? It is.
Courageous as it was, there simply was not an answer for the mounting offense that Mimik employed in those closing minutes there. The powerbomb to the apron, several kicks to the temple, and finally a Sega Mega Driver was enough to put away the Sheriff.
And here comes that Weasel Rosenthal back in the ring with the Grand Championship.
I don't know if you can notice here, but our general manager, Big Brody Marshall, making his way down to the ring as well here at ringside.
Yeah, I just saw him come down the aisle there. We know RCW 300 is coming up, Sean. Perhaps maybe an announcement of what Mimik might be up to? Or is he just here to consult and console Down Under? We'll find out. Let's listen in.
Love you, Mimik! You said
You know what else I've done all this? And let me tell you something, Down Under, you're one of the toughest son of bitches I've ever got in the ring with ever. Down Under, more importantly, general manager.
Down Under rocks!
Yes, great, fantastic. General manager. As the Grand Champion of Riot City, it is my duty to fight not only the toughest, the best, and the most deserving competition that you can find.
I'm right here.
And that's why we have a problem to see. Last month, Down Under suspended the yin to my yang.
Matt Hayter? Well, hold on there. We hear free Hayter chants. Big social media movement there.
Now, without 300 shows just around the corner, it would be a hell of a shame for me not to fight my biggest adversary and the biggest rival to the Riot City Wrestling Championship. So Riot, you right the wrong, and I need to tear up Hayden's suspension, and I wanted the 300.
This is huge news, Sean.
Basso asking for his own personal challenge here to a currently suspended Matt Hayter.
The importance of RCW 300 not lost on the champion. He knows we need a big title match for the occasion. And he wants to fight his former best friend. He wants to fight Matt Hayter.
And there we go. I think that's as official as you can make it here.
There you go, Matt Hayter reinstated in Riot City Wrestling. The suspension has been lifted. Hashtag Free Hayter has come to fruition. And it looks like Chris Basso, Mimik, might have gotten his way.
That's it. I think if we'd understand correctly, RCW 300 just around the corner. The RCW Grand Championship will be on the line. Mimik, well, Chris Basso, one of the two will be going one-on-one against the official ego Matt Hayter one more time.
That is an historic match for an historic evening. RCW 300, it promises to already be a massive event. And we've only got one match, I suppose, officially announced for it, Sean.
So that is the next time, potentially, that we will see the championship on the line here. Chris Basso, Matt Hayter, we are running it back.
RCW 300, you do not want to miss out on such an historic event. But let's right now go back to James Dalton. It is time for more interfactional warfare, as this time the Kings of Ruin explode, Sean, as Havoc goes up against Mick Fortune.
This is not what Zach Sabbath wanted, but this is what Zach Sabbath and the Kings of Ruin are going to get. It seems like the only way to potentially save the Kings of Ruin is to allow these two individuals, Havoc and Mickey Fortune, to run roughshed over each other.
Back here at the Goodwood Community Center, just after Havoc and Mike Boomer lost those tag team titles, that Mickey Fortune expressed her frustration at Mike Boomer, and we've not seen him since, Sean. And this was only further compounded at Mean Street Mayhem, where the Kings of Ruin really came to blows.
Yeah, Mike Boomer has been missing in action, the weapon has, and unfortunately there's been an odd change in personality, in style, in aggression from Mickey Fortune. I think that has been exemplified here as well by the fact that, take note, Mickey Fortune has not come out with the Kings of Ruin theme.
That's absolutely correct, coming out to her own unique entrance video, her own unique theme. No Kings of Ruin logo in her entrance video, so we'll find out here tonight. Is this really going to save Kings of Ruin, or is this only going to create more fractures?
Well, this is the problem I kind of have here, is I don't understand what exactly, again, this is meant to accomplish here. And maybe you get friendly competition between these two members. Maybe they need to get a bit of aggression out. But honestly, I think this might simply have the opposite effect. These are two competitors who are very, very prideful in their own work and their place on the roster.
But we'll find out exactly what this means for the Kings of Ruin as we get into this one. We'll find out just judging by the temperament of these two. And I don't think it's going to take long. Mickey Fortune already, you can see here, shoving Havoc back. Havoc saying no thank you.
You can see Havoc already is kind of holding back a bit. Not the same amount of aggression. Oh, well, there we go. Spoke too soon. I think that was one shove too many by Mickey Fortune, but those opening lockups there wasn't done with the same tenacity and ferocity that Havoc usually employs.
Mickey Fortune just taking time on the outside, maybe reconsidering this matchup, maybe reconsidering her approach here. I know in the moment it can seem like a good idea to go in all guns blazing, but you know, this is still, at the end of the day, your fellow faction member. The Kings of Ruin are only as strong as they are individually when they are together, Sean.
The Kings of Ruin, you know, I mean, Zach Sabbath, now that he firmly has the Emerald Crown maintained in his grasp, he has to be watching here. An anxious wreck, I'm assuming, seeing both his stablemates, his faction mates, attempting to tear each other apart here, and now we're just getting the opening salvos, feeling each other out, is the Master of Mayhem and the Huntress.
Here we go, Mickey Fortune off the ropes. Oh, come on now.
Yes, I think this is not simply going to be a friendly wrestling affair between the two.
Just look at the look in Havoc's eyes. Just look at these two.
God, beard pulling, hair pulling.
You and I, we don't hang out in the Kings of Ruin locker room. We don't know what conversations happen backstage. But this could be months and months, maybe even years of just pent-up frustration. And now these two finally have a chance to take it out on each other. Saito suplex there.
Well, let's not forget how the Kings of Ruin came about. It was enemies that became friends, in the sense that is definitely how Havoc came into the fold. Havoc and Zach Sabbath having an absolutely hellacious blood feud before finding common goals in their, well, the way they operate. Now!
Yes, Mickey Fortune. Tope Suicida there, taking down Havoc.
These are four individuals that are four phenomenal wrestlers in their own right.
No, not another one. Not another one, surely not. I don't even think Havoc made it to his feet there. Finally works his way up.
Havoc needs to be careful here. Mickey Fortune is going to be unrelenting in this contest.
Havoc wise there to scout Mickey Fortune. But this is interesting, Sean. I'm just listening to the crowd reaction here, and I'm not sure if it's a divided crowd. I'm not sure if it's a crowd that doesn't want to see these two fight. But it's just, there's an awkwardness, isn't there? There's an uneasiness with this one.
I think with both these competitors, the crowd exactly don't know how to react to this contest. Again, these intentions are muddied. Oh my God! Oh!
DDT on that floor, and you can see that is just wood floor right there. That is unforgiving.
That is not a canvas. That is not padding. That is simply a plain out, dirty old DDT to the outside, and Havoc grabbing onto that neck. And remember, Havoc has been doing this for over 25 years.
Havoc, a veteran of the scene. You talked about Zach Sabbath's history of neck issues leading into his match with Red Smash. You got to wonder, Havoc, how well he's holding up.
Yeah, all these team members, all of the Kings of Ruin know each other so well. They understand each other's strengths, each other's weaknesses, and Michael Kent now checking on Havoc here, just ensuring.
Yeah, he's got to check on Havoc. It's the due diligence of the referee. Hold on! Mickey Fortune saying, I don't care about your neck. I don't give a damn about it.
Michael Kent having to physically restrain, and this is one of the purposes of the referee here. You have to make sure that competitors are in a state to continue on.
Look at this! What is Mickey Fortune doing here?
And Havoc is barely able to even put his hands up to shield himself at this point. The hands have not left the back of his neck.
Yeah, Havoc can't defend himself. Mickey Fortune knows he's a sitting duck right now. Michael Kent, is he going to allow Havoc to continue in this one?
And hold on, Angus!
Oh my God, Meteora! And Mickey Fortune just not relenting. Is this something you do to your friend?
I think it's Meteora to Mayari!
Is this something you do to your teammate? Cover now. This should be enough.
Oh.
No, Havoc kicks out.
Master Mayhem kicks out, continuing this contest even longer. The Kings of Ruin are imploding. I mean, call it what it is. They are falling into ruin here.
And that just proves to me that this is about pride and this is about the faction itself. And Havoc not willing just to take the L there, Sean. He's not willing to just lie down and let Mickey Fortune pin him.
I simply do not understand this new attitude of Mickey. Listen to the way that she's berating Havoc, the way that she is ignoring the referee, being unrelentingly vicious in her assault. And that's what this is. This isn't a wrestling match. This is simply an assault from the Huntress.
And surely this is enough now. And Havoc still kicks out. And you notice he's still holding the back of his neck there, Sean.
So Havoc barely able to defend himself. He's simply only able to survive longer in this match. And Fortune has not let up.
And look. I know sometimes, you will have arguments. You'll have bickerings with your friends. But there is something more going on here with Mickey Fortune. There is something deeper, something more personal about this. The kind of assault she's laying here on Havoc, the kind of disrespect she's showing him. There is something deeply rotten at the core of the Kings of Ruin, I fear.
Well, it feels like Fortune is almost resenting her time within the Kings of Ruin at this point. Seems to lament the fact that she has to be associated with them. They have to play team. Hold on. We go for a pinfall again.
And Havoc looked like he might have had a chance at offense there. Mickey Fortune counters that, but this time Havoc gets the pump kick. Not able to capitalize, still holding the back of his neck.
I mean, Havoc may want to try and get this match over and done with now, clobbering the back of the neck and shoulders of Mickey Fortune. And this is where Havoc needs to push through the pain and get it done. And this needs to end. Oh, straight to the back of the head. Victory roll coming forward.
Again, just the 2 count. Havoc, though, back to his feet. Mickey Fortune ducks to the line.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God!
Tombstone pile driver from the Master of Mayhem. The Huntress landing right on the top of her head, too.
I mean, really, that by all rights should be over. How?
Still a kick out.
How? Mickey Fortune getting her shoulder up. Adamant on creating an opportunity for a victory here tonight. Adamant on reigning supreme over the Master of Mayhem.
If you're backstage watching this, what are you thinking right now?
How exactly is this something you can compute here? You're watching your 2 partners in crime trying to tear each other apart, limb from limb, attacking body parts, exposing weaknesses.
Can you imagine the conversations backstage after this one?
And I don't think there is going to be a Kings of Ruin locker room after. There's not going to be an after party here tonight.
Surely not. Havoc right now has a chance at offense here. Watch Mickey Fortune, watch Havoc.
Oh!
Alabama slam from the Master of Mayhem.
Good grief. Landing hard in the center of the ring. You can hear that. Here we go.
He's going to follow this up.
What in the world does Havoc have employed here? Potentially Razor's Edge, or is that a gory? Oh!
Yeah, gory special there, dropping Mickey Fortune right on her face. Havoc rolls Fortune over, hooks the far leg, cover.
Dropping Fortune over and again, shoving Havoc off, and this match continues. This match continues.
Just look at the way Havoc still, the back of his neck, it is really giving him some problems here.
Really, it could be a pinched nerve, it could just simply be a strained muscle, but either way, there's something giving Havoc grief there. But quite early on in this match, and the DDT on the outside was definitely a turning point for Havoc in this match.
Oh, absolutely. But what has Havoc got in store now? Look at this, thinking maybe
Is it a surfboard?
Surfboard, yeah, I think so.
Hold on, now bringing the entire frame of Fortune up in the air. Nowhere for the Huntress to go. Arms torqued back, legs caught.
It's excruciating right now. You can see the shoulders almost popping out of their sockets.
Oh my God, wrenching her back by almost, well, her jaw and her mouth.
Havoc just dissecting Mickey Fortune right now, continuing his work like Mickey Fortune herself on that neck, that head area, and finally lets go.
I think there was an amount of restraint there from Havoc, a bit of mercy.
And Mickey Fortune, is she a bit of blood on her back? I'm not sure if that's her blood, I'm not sure if that's Havoc's blood.
To actually question this, I feel like Havoc should have maintained that submission. At some point, Mickey surely would have either had to tap out or pass out.
Yeah, but look at Havoc. He's clearly still conflicted. And some part of him here is still conflicted.
Oh my God.
Mickey Fortune not buying what Havoc's selling.
Mickey Fortune just spit at a stablemate. And now they're going for the package pile driver. Oh.
If you're a first-time viewer, you would not know that these two have been teaming up for the better part of 12 months now. You would not know that these two are in the same team.
No!
Canadian Destroyer right again. Havoc on the top of his head.
Oh!
And still kicks out.
Once again, Fortune deliberately attacking the neck, deliberately going for that style of offense. Havoc looking, hoping for some semblance of mercy, some sort of reprieve, coming to some sort of understanding between the two here. And Mickey Fortune is flat out refused and in fact has now redoubled her efforts.
Oh, absolutely. I think Havoc offered her a chance to maybe think about her actions. Mickey Fortune, she thought about him all right. She thought about dropping Havoc right on the top of his head.
I mean, Havoc is in a bad way here.
He's in a real bad way. And watch Mickey Fortune lines up Havoc.
Oh!
Catches him with that back heel kick there in the corner.
So that scorpion kick focused on the neck and the shoulder of Havoc. And now Mickey Fortune again going deep into the well of her offense. Probably looking for a superplex. We saw this early on in the night and simply cannot bring Havoc over. Havoc.
Well, with Havoc's neck right now, landing from that height would have been really a problem for him. Thankfully able to counter out Mickey Fortune, the one landing on the ground instead. Havoc.
I think now Havoc has
using
something in
Mickey
mind.
Fortune's hair.
Grabbed her by her hair.
Yeah, to bring her up to the second rope there. And Havoc,
Oh no. Potentially looking for that Death Valley driver.
could he be?
No.
From the second rope. Did you see the distance he covered there? Mickey Fortune landing hard, but rolling, whether she knew it or not, rolling to the outside, preventing the cover from Havoc.
And I know that unfortunately, given that high impact offense, I have to wonder if that didn't do further damage to Havoc as well. You want to be avoiding any sort of impact onto your back, onto your shoulders, onto your neck. Unfortunately, that is half of Havoc's offense.
Yeah, the sudden force of landing from that second rope. You can see Havoc still weary here. Coming to the outside to bring Mickey Fortune back into the ring here.
That's it. I mean, I think I unfortunately have to also question this because he should have just gone for the count-out victory.
Yeah, that
Get it over and done with.
Could have been a 10 count, surely.
I think that is a bit of the ego of Havoc coming into play as well, unfortunately.
But there's more. Look again. Havoc still.
Here we go.
Still not sure, but maybe now. Maybe after that flip off. But Mickey Fortune counters out.
Wow! 2 count once again. How long can this match go on for?
Mickey Fortune, I think, sidestepping Havoc right there.
No. Did he? Oh my God.
Again, and Havoc again to the top of his head from Mickey Fortune. Follows that up, running STO. Havoc immediately going back to that neck.
Look at the face. Look at the expression in the huntress there. Now she heads to the top, eyes blazing. Snarl encrusted on her face. Here we go. No!
Mayari to the back of the head. Havoc back down to the mat. Mickey
She's not
Fortune,
done.
Surely not. Not a
She's
second.
not done.
Not a second one.
Oh my God!
Mayari yet again. Havoc. The cover from Mickey Fortune for the win.
Through hell or high water, this match has reached a conclusion, and unfortunately, we do not know the extent of the damage that has just been inflicted on the Master of Mayhem. But Mickey Fortune has her win, she has her victory.
Thank God that one's over. Thank God that one is over. I don't know how much more of that I could watch. Havoc, his 25+ year career, we know that his neck can't be at 100%, and just the damage Mickey Fortune.
Oh, hold on, Angus, one moment.
Yeah. What's going on here?
Hey, Mickey, what do you mean what's going on here? Mickey Fortune is looking to add insult to injury here. She's already done it twice.
I don't know. Thank God, Zach Sabbath. And wait. Is that Ben Rosenthal? What is he doing out here?
What in the hell has gotten into the mind of Mickey Fortune?
Wait a second. We know the history of these two men.
Havoc being brought out of harm's way by Ben Rosenthal. But the bigger picture here, look at Mickey. I don't understand what in the world is going through the mind of Mickey Fortune, and the Emerald Crown holder doesn't seem to know either.
Yeah, but developing right now, Ben Rosenthal coming to the aid of his former client, Havoc, and Mickey Fortune leaving the ring without even saying a word to Zach Sabbath.
You know, I hope she's happy. I hope whatever she wanted to get out of this, she got, because goodness knows what has happened to Havoc as he's been brought out of the ring, helped to the back by Ben Rosenthal of all people. And you know what? I understand Sabbath's frustration.
Well, the Kings now are truly in ruin. I don't know how they come back from this. The beating that Mickey Fortune just gave to Havoc, someone who was supposed to be her friend, supposed to be her teammate. I've not seen people do that kind of stuff to their worst enemies, Sean, let alone someone who's meant to be their friend. But let's go back to James Dalton.
The following contest is for the RCW Tag Team Championship.
Still, it is odd to me that one of the biggest questions I have here in Riot City Wrestling is what in the hell is in that briefcase?
Wait, so you're not wondering, oh, what's going on with the old guard? Oh, what's going on with Kings of Ruin? No, you're like, what is inside Katie Trey's briefcase? Well, I'm saying, how much are we paying Katie Trey? Because that is one expensive-looking robe he's coming out in.
Katie Trey is able to afford a personal SWAT detail to go up against those he believes are his enemies and the scum of the universe, or at least in the RCW universe.
I think the freaks he called them, didn't he? The freaks of Riot City. Like, remember his encounters with Amber in this very venue about 12 months ago, and yet he still retained the services of SWAT, and tonight, potentially looking at becoming tag team champions.
Yeah, I will give him credit. That was quite funny. Asked James Dalton to open the ropes for him and then said absolutely not. I'll give a devil his due. But yes, look, this is exactly my point, because this devil has talked about an insurance policy that he has that can win any match for him. Whatever's in that briefcase.
What is it? What's in the briefcase? It's top secret according to the sticker on it.
What's in the box?
But right now we're going to witness the arrival of our tag team champions.
You know what? It may not be the Sandmen, but they are what dreams are made of. They've definitely made their own dreams come true here. The brothers back together once more. Family ties stronger than ever, it would seem, as the Armstrongs are indeed Armstronger together. Nick and Jet, the current RCW Tag Team Champions. We're going to start off hot.
Look at this. Don't forget, back at the Fringe, it was Katie Trey and his SWAT who were trying to exact some revenge there on Nick Armstrong. Jet Armstrong coming to the aid, reuniting the Armstrongs, who are now the tag team champions. Here we go. Brothers in arms indeed. double suplex to Katie Trey.
Now I'm going to need your assistance here once we figure out which one of the SWAT members are coming up onto the apron. I need to know which one it is, because again, for the life of me, no idea.
And the match now only officially beginning. The Armstrongs tag team champions. Remember, they won those titles in that 4-way contest, I believe, back at Trial by Stone. Don't forget Katie Trey and his SWAT, the last team in that match. The Armstrongs defeated to become champions. And of course now, a rematch of sorts. Katie Trey gets his chance again.
That's it, only a hair's breadth away from becoming the RCW Tag Champions was Katie Trey and the SWAT, were it not for the Armstrongs themselves. Yep. Down over, nice float over elbow drop, and Jet Armstrong now in the ring, the legal man against Katie Trey. So, I'll ask you in a moment.
Please do, I'm open for
Who
any
is
questions.
that? Which SWAT member is that?
Yeah, I've been studying his anatomy closely, every inch. It is SWAT 1, Sean.
SWAT 1, getting some reps in again.
SWAT 1 on the outside. I don't know, does Katie Trey have a favorite SWAT member?
That's why he's named SWAT 1.
And the other one's SWAT 2?
SWAT, yeah, well, I mean, SWAT, if you've got numero uno, I think you are the favorite, are you not?
There we go, SWAT 1 entering in. Maybe that's just the way they appear on the pay slip.
So now beautiful float over arm drags here from Jet Armstrong. Now gathering early control of the extremities of a SWAT member.
Armstrong's 2-time tag team champions here in Riot City. They spent a great many years apart from each other. Don't forget they had that pretty public feud rivalry back in 2019. Since then, only really reuniting at the start of this year. So let's see now, first time in actual tag team 2-on-2 action. Let's see how they go.
So Nick Armstrong, multiple-time RCW heavyweight champion. Jet Armstrong, holder of the Emerald Crown. Both these men having significant singles gold and single accomplishments to their careers.
Very well pointed out. Don't forget Jet Armstrong too, former Key to the City holder. Back a couple of years ago, he actually used that key to become the Emerald Crown holder, so he's got some experience there. And of course, Nick Armstrong won his second ever RCW championship with that Key to the City, became the champ. So, you know, this kind of event very near and dear to the brothers' hearts.
I'm noticing here that I think Katie Trey needs to put a bit of funds towards the gear of the SWAT. There's constant wardrobe malfunctions for the SWAT here, and maybe that is because of the extensive wrestling combat they've had to endure. Potentially, they're not built for a wrestling ring.
Well, look, we've seen the SWAT in action more than I thought we ever would. How many times have they competed now? There's like a dozen times the SWAT have competed.
Sit under the tutelage of Katie Trey himself. They've become a formidable
And look at that, clever.
And that's exactly it. SWAT 2 on the outside. Katie Trey following up with a clothesline. They have really mastered that numbers game on the outside of the ring, on the inside, working together.
Well, Katie Trey really been a singles guy for much of his career, and he must be relishing having two guys out there with him now, helping him control the offense, helping him control the pace, and maybe bringing him to tag team gold.
Katie Trey has been somewhat of a master manipulator for the majority of his career. I can't speak to the relationship between himself and the SWAT members. Through 1 minute he's giving them ice cream, and another minute he's berating them for a job not so well done. But it did almost bring them to the tag team championship gold.
And look, they're here again. #1 contenders right now. And think about it, Katie Trey could walk into Riot City Wrestling's RCW 300 as tag team champion if SWAT 1 has anything to say about it. Nicely done. Cover now. Lateral press kick out by Nick Armstrong.
Yes, we wonder, could be the move. CBTM maybe waiting in the wings at 300. Of course, they came away with a slightly controversial victory over Party Hard, another team who definitely have aspirations for the gold.
Yeah, and again, the tag team division here as stacked as it's ever been. It is so difficult to become RCW Tag Team Champion. It could be even harder to hold on to them, Sean.
That is the thing there. You do have teams like the SWAT, like could be the move, who now have an opportunity to really rise to the top. Now that you have teams such as the Kings of Ruin and the Old Guard with some inner turmoil, it gives that room for these teams to step to the forefront.
Hey, well done there. Katie Trey using his SWAT brethren there to get the elevation on that elbow drop. Here we go, cover, but Katie Trey, Nick Armstrong kicks out.
SWAT in motion, as it were.
Yeah, there really is a power vacuum starting to come out here in the faction ranks, in the tag team ranks here in Riot City, as we've effectively seen the implosion of a couple members of the Old Guard there with Mr. Cliff, as well as the Kings of Ruin.
That's it. Katie Trey and the SWAT have managed to keep their eyes on the ball. When you notice those vacuums, those power vacuums open up, you need to be there and ready to take advantage. And that is something they've been so adept at doing. And that's actually what the Armstrongs did as well.
Great time to be unified right now. Great time to be having friends, having people there to watch your back. And Katie Trey, those quick covers almost paid dividends.
Looking to wear down Nick Armstrong, force him to exert more energy and force that 3 count. So he wrenches on the neck.
Hey, look, you can't argue. You cannot argue with what Katie Trey is doing right here, right now. He's got Nick Armstrong in the center of the ring. He's far enough away from his brother Jet that he can't make the tag. And Katie Trey now has to avoid this weather of offense here by Nick Armstrong. And this time SWAT 2 pays dividends.
And SWAT 2 again getting himself involved.
Yeah, but Skinny Ref saw it. Skinny Ref saw it. And I think he's saying, you're out of here, SWAT 2.
SWAT 2 has been officially ejected by Skinny Ref.
And look at this tantrum from Katie Trey.
Trey's going ballistic on the floor.
Meanwhile, Nick Armstrong, I don't know if Katie Trey realizes it, but Nick Armstrong crawling towards his brother here. Katie Trey, turn around.
I think he's caught it just in time here.
Yeah, there he goes after Jet Armstrong.
Getting himself firmly in between the brothers here. Now as he tags SWAT 1 in, the plan continues. Isolate Nick Armstrong, gather yourself a victory.
Suplex for Nick Armstrong.
Wait a minute!
Lands on his feet, tags his brother in.
Plan failed.
Here we go, Jet Armstrong. Coming in fresh as a daisy.
The Alchemist here looking to put himself to work, put his opponents through their paces with the tilt-a-well head scissors. Followed on by, short side suplex.
Jet Armstrong, just look at his flurry of offense here. Think about it. Jet Armstrong now, slice bread number 2. Here we go, cover.
Wait a minute!
Oh my God, Katie Trey saves it for his team.
Katie Trey just managing to get in the nick of time, saving his team. And now getting smashed out of the ring for his trouble.
Whoa, SWAT 1, just using his body as a weapon there. Full force, head of steam, cover. Now, kick out by Jet Armstrong.
Almost like a floating headbutt there, utilizing his mask to maximum effect. It's another individual who I worry about their peripheral vision, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, well, the mask, it hides his identity, but there's also that plastic covering there.
Now, I don't think...
Now, hold on, SWAT 1. SWAT 1's got the briefcase.
We can find out.
That
we
top
might
secret
find out.
briefcase. Jet Armstrong ducks out of the way.
Oh no!
To take SWAT 1 down. Fujiwara armbar, but can he transition?
Wait a minute! Nick Armstrong cuts him off.
Nick Armstrong looking for perhaps, yes, I think it is. Sharpshooter applied.
Oh!
And now Jet Armstrong, the arm stronger bar.
Brothers in bodily manipulation.
There you
here,
go.
And there's a tap out.
SWAT 1 submits.
Jet Armstrong, Nick Armstrong, retaining their titles, still the RCW Tag Team Champions. That is going to be very important heading into RCW 300, Angus.
I'll say, look at that. They're just the way the two brothers that worked so well together. You've got to wonder, does any tag team have a chance now against this fully formed, fully operational Armstrong team? I don't think I've ever seen these two brothers working as good together as they are right now.
It's been almost effortless, it seems. I'm not sure what work they've been doing behind the scenes. Maybe they've been going to therapy, who knows? But the fact of the matter is, it is paying dividends in the ring for the Armstrongs.
Yeah, another successful defense here of the tag team titles, rolling into 300. It could be the move that they might be up against. We'll have to wait for further confirmation against our general manager, Big Brody Marshall. But you'd love to be where the Armstrong brothers are right now as Riot City Wrestling Tag Team Champions on top of the heap here in the tag team division.
Angus, you want to talk about heading into RCW 300 and future implications. Of course, we are now heading towards the final match of the night here. This event's namesake, the key to the city. We have a ladder match.
And the winner of that ladder match, they will hold a key. The key can be unlocked for any title shot for any championship in RCW for the next 12 months, every champion needs to start to think about having eyes in the back of their head, because we just saw only a year or so ago, Chris Basso, he used that key to become an RCW champion.
As the ladders start to make their way down to the middle of the ring as we finish off our celebration of the still tag team champion of Riot City. Let's go back to James Dalton to begin introductions.
You know, I think our referees first have to hang that key up above the top of the ring here.
Let's check out our RCW goal. Every show, new shows, every single one. Follow the link, check out on YouTube. Now let's have an RCW question for every one of you here. Are you ready for the main event? Come on, let me get a little bit better than that, guys. It's main event time. Are you ready for the main event?
Well, there it is. That's the field for the Key to the City ladder match.
It's the Key to the City ladder match!
These 6 competitors are about to put their bodies on the line for the key, Sean.
This here is an individual that I think is the black sheep of the group. A wild card, as it were, in James Cray, a man that I have forever identified as a permanent chip on his shoulder, a master tactician. He's not a man that I would generally associate with ladder matches, but I have no doubt the amount of danger that this man is able to place on every single other competitor in this match.
Well, James Cray has always looked for that thing that will drive him over to the next level here at Riot City Wrestling, and becoming Key to the City holder could very well be that, Sean. I feel like he has always been on the cusp of moving into that top level, that main event scene in Riot City Wrestling. I feel like tonight could very well be his night.
It very much could be. You can see he has laser focus on the key up, high up in the ring there, above the ring. As he stares on what may be within his grasp by the end of tonight.
James Cray, a very, very dangerous competitor to be in a match like this. Don't expect him to be taking high risks off the top of the ladder, but expect to see him use every part of the ring as a weapon. And I don't know what to expect with this guy, Sean.
Look, I'll say this. I voted for the man. I had high hopes for him.
Oh, he's got the pyro! He's got the pyro! Oh my God, who does he think he is?
The man understands pageantry. He understands how to play the game. The one thing I don't think he understands how to do is wrestle.
Or maybe climb a ladder and retrieve a key, because that's exactly what he'll have to do in this one.
Gouda is definitely not the black sheep. I think he's just, well, it is going to take an absolute miracle. I mean, stranger things have happened.
Now, of course, Dr. Richard Gouda, former general manager candidate, could he use the key to maybe unlock another shot at becoming general manager? Is that possible? Is that in the rule book?
I was going to say I have to check, find out. Oh, good Lord, he's having trouble getting into the ring.
There is that cheese please celebration. I mean, we just saw Jed Armstrong moments ago. Richard Gouda very much on his own in this one, though.
Gouda is acting as if he's already won the match.
Perfect timing there.
I take it back. I think this may be the wildcard performer, but he's also quite an experienced competitor here. Einar the Strange, no stranger to ladder matches.
Yeah, remember he was part of the trio of teams that really created the Collision Collider match a couple of years ago in Riot City Wrestling. So he knows all about the Chaos Collider, I should say. He knows all about ladders. He knows all about winning ladder matches. But let's find out if he can do it now as a singles act. Anar the Strange. Can you think of all the concoctions he might have with ladders? Like, what could he be cooking up backstage before this match?
Well, this is exactly it, and Anar has been on record this past week talking about how, I mean, it seems like his primary focus may not even be necessarily to grab the key. I think that's going to be a lovely byproduct, but he's really looking to inflict punishment. And so, as you say, what is he concocting up in that brain of his to that end?
And Anar the Strange more interested as well about putting on a performance that the fans are going to remember. So let's see what Anar the Strange is going to do with this one. I'm excited. The unpredictability is off the charts.
Anar, seemingly the best shape of his career.
Oh, he's looking great. He's looking trim. He's looking muscular. He's looking defined. He's looking to become key to the city holder.
That's half of the field ready.
Oh, who could forget about this?
Here's where the odds come into play. The Old Guard makes up 1/3 of the Key of the City ladder match field.
And of course, the Old Guard have the most recent winner of the Key to the City. That man on the left, Grim.
It's also worth noting that both Grim and Dean Brady are the most prolific Key to the City combatants. Grim holds a record with 4 Key to the City matches under his belt, and he won last year's.
He absolutely did. And that sign might be more accurate than we know, especially now given what happened earlier tonight with Grim, with Mr. Cliff. But did you notice this? They're moving the ladders out of the way. What do you think that's all about?
It's clearing a path, potentially metaphorically, for themselves. The fact of the matter is that the Old Guard, if everyone's on the same playing field tonight within the Old Guard, this is their insurance policy. You coined it early tonight. It's so true. This is the way for the Old Guard to gatekeep Riot City Wrestling away from the Grand Championship.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I was worried about, having these two guys come out together, demonstrating they are a unified force here tonight. Dean Brady, you know, he's dangerous in singles matches. How dangerous is he going to be with a ladder in his hands?
And with both Dean Brady and Grim, two dangerous competitors, will that ever cause them to turn on each other? Is there any aspirations for the two of them to grab the key for themselves, or is it just whoever's there at the time?
And then you have this man. Here he is, the young man, really making a name for himself here. Kaitoa.
And you saw there as well, Kaitoa just in the entrance that you saw on the screen there. Kaitoa and Grim faced off in a ladder match. In fact, that was the Key to the City ladder match from last year. These two running it back, it seems.
And look at this, Kaitoa sporting some new attire here tonight. Very colorful. Showing off a new side of him, a new side of his personality, perhaps. But if there's any competitor that really favors the concept of a ladder match, it would have to be Kaitoa.
That's exactly right. The Old Guard has the numbers, but again, this match seems purpose-built for Kaitoa's style.
Kaitoa just a high flyer. He can do incredible things from high up in the sky. Just imagine what he could do tonight here.
This is an opportunity to again allow Kaitoa to excel and put himself up to the next level. What it means for all 6 of these competitors, it gives them that guaranteed match against a champion of their choice as all 6 men start to gather in the ring together.
Yeah, I just saw on the outside there, even before the match has begun, the Old Guard seemingly singling out Kaitoa. And now look at this. Deep Brady to the outside. Meanwhile, Anar the Strange, James Cray teeing off. Dr. Gouda and Kaitoa as well.
Certainly, both members of the old guard, I think now just allowing the other 4 competitors. No, it looks like, I mean, in the background, you can see they're gathering the weaponry. Kaitoa with some early punishment to Gouda. I think this is about to be a long night for Dr. Gouda.
Yeah, if there was ever a match I would say is not tailor-suited to Dr. Gouda, I would think a ladder match. Surely. Hey, look at this. Dean Brady, James Cray, former Millennials teammates way back in the day.
Yeah, all these men bravely coming up to the old guard. You can see, is Dean Brady just clearing a passage there?
Yeah, for
Grim.
And it seems the MO early on, work together as a unit, get the key, eliminate the field. But look at this, all 4 members, all 4 of the other key to the city competitors preventing the old guard, it seems.
Tug of war with this ladder match, and the opening volley struck against the old guard. Ladder seesawed straight into their faces.
Incredibly wise for these 4 men to put aside their differences, even temporarily, to work together to neutralize the old guard.
Kaitoa.
Oh, watch
Here
Kaitoa
we go.
Here. Watch Kaitoa here.
Oh my God!
Misdirect. Kaitoa cutter. Perfectly executed.
Kaitoa's not really a wrestler that you can prepare for. The way he was able to adjust in midair to account for the muscle mercenary.
Hold on, watch Dean Brady now. The strength on display from this man.
Oh
Gouda
my God!
Just running right into a boot.
Gouda just neutralized Gouda whilst hoisting Kaitoa in the air.
And here's James Cray, probably the best pure striker in this match.
Here you go. Here's a match I would love to see on its own here. Dean Brady, James Cray!
Spear from the muscle mercenary, but watch out behind you, Dean Brady. Here comes Einar the Strange.
Okay, you know what? Talk about matches I want to see. Here's one.
Absolutely. These 2 had some wars back in the day over the tag team championships. Now fighting over the key to the city.
That's it. Brady LTD and Purgatory with some wars back in the day. And now you see these members now at it again years later.
Hey, watch this F5 potentially. Oh, James Cray helping Einar the Strange out. I don't know if that was his intentions.
Brady is just brute forcing his way through all the competitors, and now the numbers game starts to take effect. This may be what you have to do with the chaplain.
And just look at that in the corner, setting up a ladder. Dr. Richard Gouda, what's he thinking here?
I think Gouda's trying to direct traffic. That ladder is taller than Gouda. And it's tiny.
He's tiny. Hold on, watch this, watch this, watch this.
Oh!
Hard into the back of that steel ladder there. And watch Dr. Gouda, watch Dr. Gouda.
Oh no! Oh, saying absolutely not with authority.
Meanwhile, Kaitoa able to get the drop kick in. Watch James Cray, watch Einar the Strange. That's what I'm talking about, working together to take out the old guard.
Here we go, James Cray lining it up. Wait a minute, lulling James Cray to clothesline a ladder.
Yeah, Einar the Strange incredibly smart. They're pulling Dean Brady out of the way, but meanwhile in the middle of the ring, beautiful European there by Einar the Strange. Still yet no man have tried to use the ladder to actually climb it and get that key. Let's find out what Kaitoa's intentions are here.
I think with Kaitoa now, nefarious intentions, and now Grim looking to save his old guard member to no avail.
Kaitoa using that ladder, just slamming it down on top of Dean Brady.
Using momentum and gravity as his friend, Kaitoa slamming the steel onto the abdomen of Dean Brady, and now
this is a potential truce here, maybe. Kaitoa looking for an alliance now with Einar the Strange, perhaps.
It's a wonder. I don't know how wise that is.
Oh! No alliances in this one, I'm afraid. It is a one-man job to get that key down.
And you're starting to see, it seems like as soon as you get momentum on any one competitor, oh my God!
Oh my God, Kaitoa Crusher.
There's literally a person behind you at all times.
And now Kaitoa may be thinking about using that ladder. He's got to line it up underneath the key, but James Cray interrupting whatever Kaitoa had planned for there.
He's trying to tell if that ladder's already slightly bent. It's already had a bit of wear and tear on it.
Yeah, don't tell me that's a ladder from one of our previous Key to the City matches.
Hold on, hold on.
Hey, James Cray counters, catches Kaitoa.
Oh no,
the top.
no.
Oh my God, suplex him right into that ladder.
You notice that was Kaitoa perfectly lined up with the side of the ladder going straight into his spine.
Dr. Gouda running right into a Northern Lights bomb.
Dr. Gouda, yeah, talking about him having a bad night. He hasn't had a bad minute.
Yeah, he hasn't
a good minute. Hasn't had a good minute so far. Had many bad minutes.
I think he's going to be seriously reconsidering his life choices right now. And now James Gray, the first man to think about maybe going for that key, perhaps.
And I do question whether the height of that ladder is even enough to grab the key, but be that as it may.
Yeah, I think the old guard moved the taller ladders to the back there, if you remember.
So speaking of the old guard.
I think about it. I think someone like Grim could use a ladder like that, the near 7-footer. Don't think that phases him too much. Look at this, look at this!
Oh! Unceremoniously dumping Grim off the ladder, who lands on his feet.
Just look at the scowl on the face of Grim. He is in a bad mood tonight for obvious reasons. And this is what the others want to watch out for. The old guard, you can't allow them to get back together. You can't allow them to regroup.
Of course, remember, it was a match between Grim and Einar the Strange. It was one of the final matches before Einar was originally ousted, and I'm sorry.
I don't know what Dr. Gouda was thinking there. Just made himself dizzy and pays for it. James Gray says, what else did you want me to do there?
Gouda should just take a nice long nap.
And now it's Bedlam, it's breaking down again.
Yes, of course, you talk about history. There was a history between gods and monsters in Purgatory as well.
Oh, who could forget that? Hold on. We talked about alliances earlier. Kaitoa, Einar the Strange, maybe temporarily.
Well, Kaitoa, you want to live forever? Here we go!
Oh my God! Landing right on his feet too!
Picture perfect! Kaitoa,
oh my God, look at this guy.
Completely unharmed.
He even knows where the camera is.
And now leaving James Gray and Einar the Strange in the ring. As a double crossbody, both men with the same intention, same bit of offense in mind.
And just to demonstrate how chaotic it is, just look at the ringside area. James Gray's down, Einar the Strange is down, but look who's up.
Yeah, Gouda's up. Gouda tried. Surely not.
What is he thinking here? What is he thinking?
A ladderless ascent. I think he might have been looking for a way to ascend through the scaffolding there, but instead he's going to meet Kaitoa. What in the hell is Kaitoa got concocted here? No!
Whoa, fall away slam from the top rope. And again, just look at the fluidity. Look at the ease at which Kaitoa does this.
Gouda has been murdered. Gouda's dead. Gouda's done. And now Dean Brady looking to introduce another object of steel.
And this is the problem. You can be as flashy as you want, but steel will win every single time.
That's it. You can have all the flashiest moves in the world, but you know what's hard to combat against? Dean Brady throwing a ladder at your face.
And again, we talk about resilience, we talk about attrition. This truly is a war of attrition, especially now that ladders have been introduced.
So difficult to formulate a clear strategy in how to win this match, because you need to find, if you're not a member of the old guard, you need to find a moment where you can down 5 other competitors, leaving you room to grab the key.
Oh, absolutely. Hold on, watch Dean Brady here. Oh my God, just sent head over heels into that ladder by Einar the Strange.
Well, if that ladder wasn't bent before, it sure is now.
And Einar following up with a bit of a
rolling thunder. Kaitoa, the entirety of his body taking the full weight of Einar the Strange and sandwiched.
Yeah, just between the ladder and the canvas.
Oh, goodness gracious, you can hear that from here. Just the hammer fists of the Viking.
This one's really just an all-out war right now. Everyone's doing what they can to inflict as much damage, and just Grim sending his opponents out of the ring left, right, and center.
I think everyone has felt a certain amount of punishment now that we're hitting things into a second gear as they're looking to simply tear out the playing field and maybe make a play for the key.
Yeah, just think about what the key guarantees. It guarantees a championship opportunity for any of our titles at any single time. I said it earlier, but champions really need to start thinking about having eyes in the back of their head.
Or does Grim really need to at this point if Gouda's the one behind him?
Well, if Grim and Dean Brady win this, if one of them win this, we'll be talking about this all night.
Oh, no. Well, speaking about moments to think about, I think we're about to see a man's soul leave his body.
Oh, just the punishment tonight. Dr. Gouda has experience. I don't think he's got a single offensive move in, Sean.
No, not at all. Gouda has simply been absorbing chaos and violence.
And there's a choke slam. Surely Dr. Gouda might be thinking about going backstage, maybe getting some medical attention, calling it a night perhaps.
You know, I think the closest that Gouda has been to grabbing the key was when Viking had him up for the choke slam.
Yeah.
He maybe could have reached it at that point. That's the only time.
Probably the closest he'll get all evening. But now Grim.
Hold on. Angus, he's got the key.
But wait, it's Mr. Cliff.
What do you mean?
Mr. Cliff is here. Mr. Cliff, out of nowhere.
Oh my God! Grim, open over!
And you think without Mr. Cliff, Grim could have done it just there and then.
Cliff has a death wish.
Mr. Cliff proving he's not a loser after all. He's not a screw-up. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh my God!
Ruler right across the head.
Mr. Cliff, if you weren't sure of his status within the old guard before, I think this about sums it up. I'll tell you what, when the Viking regains a semblance of consciousness, he is going to be one pissed off giant.
And you got to think, without Mr. Cliff coming out, the Viking could have been our key to the city holder. Mr. Cliff has just done the unthinkable.
Mr. Cliff wisely, hopefully, if he knows what's good for him, is leaving the community center right now, and good God, Gouda is left in the ring.
Yeah. I think he's just realized that too. Grim fell out of the ring on top of the rest of the field of competitors. Now Dr. Gouda, I was writing him off moments ago, but he has a really great opportunity right now.
Angus, we might soon see Chris Basso versus Dr. Richard Gouda for the RCW Grand Championship.
Could you imagine?
RCW 300 is round the corner, and the key is just a person's length away.
Watch Kaitoa. Holy hell, how did he do that?
Kaitoa immediately, hold on! Oh my God!
The encore, a springboard version of the encore, flattens Kaitoa.
Again, Gouda's the only person left up in the ring. What in the world is going on?
Do you think Einar realizes it? Do you think Einar realizes what he might have done here?
Gouda is managing to avoid all sorts of destruction here, and now I think the luck might be running dry.
Yeah, here comes the muscle mercenary.
Oh my God.
Here comes Dean Brady.
You look at the welt on the back of Dean Brady, but look at the expression on his face.
And Dr. Gouda, maybe the smartest thing he's done all night.
Oh, I think now Dr. Gouda has found himself in a highly precarious situation here. Still on the ladder as Einar looks to prevent Dean Brady from capturing the key.
Dean Brady firing at all cylinders here at Einar Lestrade.
Now we have these two behemoths battling for control. Both men, you can see it's just an arm's length away, the key, and a contract for a guaranteed title shot.
Yeah, but are both men too preoccupied with each other?
Wait a minute.
Look who's still up there.
It's Gouda!
Gouda pushing the ladder down.
Oh my God! Dean Brady, Einar the Strange down for the third time in seemingly a minute.
I don't think the other two realized that they were too preoccupied. Gouda, yet again.
Surely not.
The opportunity of a lifetime.
This is incredible. You know what? Gouda, go for it.
He's so close. James Cray in pursuit, but look how close Gouda is.
I don't think Gouda even realizes that James Cray is on the ladder. Wow, oh my God.
Gouda not close enough.
There's a sleeper applied on the top of the ladder. This is dangerous. I mean, Gouda's out already. Gouda's out already.
How much has this man already survived tonight?
No!
He's still fighting!
There's still life in Gouda!
Oh, no. What's he doing?
What the hell is he doing?
He is reaching for something deep inside.
He's got something to do now. It's the pocket sand!
Is that the pocket powder? Is that the pocket powder?
It's the political powder!
Wait. James Cray preventing. That sleeper holds on tight. Gouda.
Well,
Gouda passes out. No pocket powder tonight.
Political powder. Short-lived. Now Cray being left alone.
Hey, I said it earlier. This could be what Cray needs. This could be it.
Oh, Cray had his fingers around the key. It was so close.
Here we go. Headbutt to Einar. James Cray still on the ladder.
Wait, encore once again.
James Cray just taken down to the canvas.
Einar, I think, realizes this is his moment, and now it's when you understand the field is dry. Oh!
That is a baseball bat square to the spine, the back of Einar the Strange.
Good grief. He had the crack of that bat against the back of Einar.
He had that one lined up perfectly. I don't even know where he got that bat from.
See Dean Brady now taking his time, feeling the effects of the match. All these competitors feeling the pain and having to fight through. Einar, I think, is refusing to give up here. He has his hand on the back.
He does indeed. Dean Brady's got a choice to make here. Does he go for the key? Does he try to prevent Einar?
Oh! The hard head of Einar. The use of the weapon.
How did Dean Brady withstand that? And that's the problem when you go for the key. You leave yourself exposed, as we're seeing right now.
This is really a choice of strategy, isn't it? Try and go for the key very quickly, or try and incapacitate your opponent. Wait a minute!
Just like that, Einar is down. Dean Brady, the last man standing.
There you go, there's that war of attrition there, and Dean Brady is left alone on top of the ladder, on top of the mountain.
Here he goes. Here he goes. Wait a second.
Kaitoa!
Kaitoa's close. Kaitoa, can he make it up?
Oh!
No, he can't.
Dean Brady, perfect timing, has solidified himself as the gatekeeper of RCW.
Just consider the implications. Just consider this now. Dean Brady, the chaplain of the old guard. He is the key to the city holder. If anyone wants to get to Chris Basso, they effectively have to go through him.
And of course, there is the other side of the coin. If they do get to Chris Basso, and they go through war, they go through hell to obtain the Grand Championship, Dean Brady can simply come and pick apart the remainder of the bones.
Will the Grand Championship ever leave the grasps of the old guard? Will we ever see a day where someone other than an old guard member is the Riot City Wrestling Grand Champion?
This is the thing, there are questions upon questions, especially as we head into RCW 300. The playing field is still hazy, but certain things are starting to become clear. One thing is for sure, a lot is going to have to be done if the old guard is to be taken down a peg, if the old guard is to lose the power that they have accumulated over the past year.
And just tonight we saw, hold on. There you go, still at the end of tonight, a unified old guard. And without Mr. Cliff, the old guard potentially more dangerous than ever. Look at this, you've got Violet Blitz, you've got Grim, you've got the key to the city holder, Dean Brady, and of course, the grand champion, Chris Basso. And Ben Rosenthal is back out here again.
Of course, there's another option that we have not talked about, Angus. What if Dean Brady decides that maybe he wants the gold for himself? What if there is something within inside the Muscle Mercenary that realizes that he is meant for more?
I can't see it happening. I can't see any way that the old guard doesn't go forward as a unified, as a dominant faction. I've been where you were. I've been hoping to see anything other than the old guard leaving the end of each show victorious. But right now, I feel like we're further away from that than ever before.
This has been an absolutely hellacious ladder match. This is what Key to City is all about. And as we leave you here tonight at the Goodwood Community Center, Dean Brady is your brand new Key to the City holder, flanked by Violet Blitz and last year's Key to the City winner. This is power personified.
Yeah, well, that's just about going to do it for us here tonight. Don't forget, we've got Mean Street Mayhem 60 coming right up. And then after that, we'll be at the Big Shed Brewing Company for our biggest event yet. It is RCW 300. It is history in the making. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. For Sean Thomas, I've been the historian Angus Ardesi. Farewell for now, but not forever.